Ah, the power of the honk compels you. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Argonauts. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday stream. It is Tuesday, July 30th, in the year of our Lord, et cetera, 2024. I hope everyone is doing well. And welcome to the final pre-2024 Gen Con Writers Symposium stream. I am very excited about this. I am utterly overloaded. I have so much to do. I have done a bunch of it already, but there is a lot to do, believe it or not, to prepare to get off to heading off to Gen Con Symposium and then coming back and 2 days later flying off for 2.5 weeks to the United Kingdom. There's a lot that goes into that. You'd be surprised, really. And so very, very overloaded, but looking forward to this stream quite a bit. I'm excited to be doing something where I can just kind of dial back a little bit and hang out with my good friend who I'm about to introduce to you in just a moment, and to hang out, of course, with all of you lovely folks. So before we get there, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us on the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow us on the channel. Check out our YouTube at !ArvTube. And if you're watching us here over on YouTube, I should say, welcome, and please consider subscribing there. Discord is !ArvCord. Twitter is !ArvTweets. Blue Sky, !ArvSky. Website, arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop is the merchandise area. !ArvTrayon is the Patreon. Subbing to the channel is always appreciated as well. Both subbing and Patreon support really does make a difference. You can get custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. With the Patreon, you can get epic character backgrounds written for you, and even writing critiques if you support at a high enough level and all that. So it really does matter, and it would be lovely if you people could join us for that. Any support that people could give there would be most welcome. Also supporting on the publishing side of things. Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library, that's my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and Greyshade. Very excited about this because today is the official release day. Obviously, we had the big release event on Sunday at Black Rock Books, which was great, by the way. Those folks who were able to stop by, we had a good turnout in the store, and we also had a good fun turnout on stream as people, even though it's a Sunday afternoon, I don't normally stream then, but we had some people who stopped by, so thank you for all of that. I really enjoyed that. I will be posting the recording of that sometime today before I run off to Gen Con. That's one of 60 million things I still have left to do. But that was a great time, and today is the official release date of Heretic, the final book in the Grey Assassin trilogy. With this, the Grey Assassin trilogy is complete, so you now can get all 3 books. So when you do Greyshade, you can get Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic, the 3 books from the amazing Athos Arts, edited by the amazing Emily Bell. Very excited for you folks to see this and share this, and I could not be more happy about that, and we'll be posting more about that just before I leave. Thank you, Effect Life. I'm glad. I'm glad. It really, I'm proud of it, and I really feel like it came together well, and I'm hoping now that it's going to get some buzz and some build over time, because, yeah, I'm very excited for this. And, of course, I'm going to be talking much more about that at Gen Con coming up at the end of this week, which I'll talk about in a second, and we'll be talking about that, of course, in England. There will be a group, there's a group book launch thing that's happening that's going to involve a number of authors who have books that came out in the previous, I think it's the previous month to 2 months or something. So obviously mine will fit perfectly into that. It will have been 2 weeks before that it released. So I will have a chance to be both signing and selling. I know that Chris and Emily from Athos will both be there, and so they will be able to have some books that they'll be selling to people. So very excited for all of that. But if you are not going to be at any of these events, either Gen Con next week or Worldcon in a few weeks, or at the D&D event on August 17th at the Clapham Omnibus Theatre in southern London. If you're not going to be at any of those places, then you can go to that Greyshade and you can get all those books right now at that link and get books that I'm very proud of. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks, and you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade, which is going to be out at the end of the year. That's coming to you from Alligator Alley Entertainment with the amazing Brandon O'Brien as your main game designer. So I'm very excited about that, and you should definitely check in with that as well. as I make another note to myself. Okay. But yes, so there's all that going on. And last but certainly not least, exclamation point BLM. Black Lives Matter. Important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message. We'll do so for others in the future as well. Couple of quick notes for everybody. First of all, as I mentioned, this is the final pre-Gen Con stream. After this, there will be no streams until Friday evening, when I will be streaming, hopefully attempting to stream anyway, the D&D with writers, the final part of the trilogy of adventures. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I will mention now that the final adventure of this next set of 3 in the Forbidden Library universe is called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Certain reference to a particular famous something. That is going to be the name of the adventure, and that will be Friday night that we're going to be doing that. We will have a bunch of workshops and panels that I'll be doing, of course, over the course of the weekend. And then I will be back next Tuesday, a week from today. And if all goes well, I will have 2 regular streams. I'm going to try to finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth a week from now. I don't know if I'll be able to. It still feels like I probably have another 5 hours left. And I don't think I have 5 hours of time left in me, so like before I have to get ready to go to England. So I may have to wait until after I go to England, which is going to suck because I really, 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 really wanted to finish it, and I couldn't quite do it, which is too bad. But it is what it is. Can only do so much. So I will try though to get some of it finished, and then I'll be streaming over on GOGCom's Twitch channel, Pen and Pixels as well. Probably doing a video game stream on that day, so I will be doing more of Black Guys or Couriers of Darkness. That will be it all the way up until August 17th on Saturday, August 17th at 6 p.m. Local time. There we will be having the live By the Dice Roll event of Night at the Forbidden Library, the first adventure in that trilogy, run for the amazing crew that mostly has been streaming over on GOG.com, part of our By the Dice Roll group. And there's still a chance to get tickets for you. That's going to be 2 weeks from this Saturday. Very excited for that event. It's going to be an awesome time. I can't wait for that. So please do get tickets for that. There may or may not be streams after the 6th, besides the 17th one. I don't know. It's going to be very up in the air and very ad hoc, but there's no scheduled streams besides the one on Saturday the 17th for me specifically. Now, there will be a couple of streams coming to you probably from the Dune premiere and also from the amazing and awesome Shadow Crew doing their community D&D. So that you will have a chance to see a couple of those. But in terms of me personally streaming, you will not see me besides the 17th until I get back, and probably will not be streaming until Saturday the 24th. So basically, after the 6th, I will not be streaming until the 24th, except for that one D&D stream on the 17th. So basically, that's what's going on. So, that honestly is, I've done that before, Effect Life, and we'll see what the time looks like. I might try to do that. I've done that at Gen Con before, actually, so I may try to do that. That's the kind of thing that I might try to do in England as well. I do have fun doing those things, and I may do that. It's just that I have a lot of things to consider. I'm going to be running around a lot at Gen Con, and I'm going to be doing a lot of running around with hanging out with both friends and then family. I'm really, 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 really emphasizing the importance of being with family on these trips, immediate family, I mean. So I need to make sure that I'm also prioritizing them. That's really important to me. So I for sure am interested in possibly doing something like that if I can make it happen. And I think, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some time when I'm in England for sure where that's going to happen, and possibly some time where it might happen at Gen Con as well. I just can't promise it. So I'm only doing those scheduled streams that I have listed because that is the way it goes, basically. So that's the deal with that. But otherwise, it's going to be a good time. And then when I get back, we're going to have Eberron. We'll have Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. We will be able to put in either another gamebook illustration stream or a Beowulf stream before the end of the month. So we'll still get a lot of the stuff that we typically do in, but a lot of August is Arvis traveling month. So that is the deal with that. But right now, having said that, but I'm looking forward to seeing you, Effect Life, and some other folks there on the 17th. I am going to unmute mute myself so that Tari knows we're ready to go, and then I am unmuting Tari. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over to reveal. Now wait a minute, not that thing. That's the thing we need to see. All right, that is what we need to see, is the awesomeness known as an illustration coming to us from the amazing TariToons. It's Tari. Tari, it's you. It's good to see you. How are you doing? How's everything with you?
It's me. Hello. It's good. It's very fucking warm today. Dying of a heat stroke, or trying not to anyway. Thanks for having me. Hi.
Yes. We talked a little bit about. I was like, yeah, and the no chance for air conditioning, and she was like, haha, this is a direct quote, silly American air conditioners in Europe. So I was like, yeah, well, I'm going to be over in Europe soon, and so I guess no air conditioning
and
is
die.
forthcoming. And die. That's great. Well, listen, at least I'll do it doing what I love.
Are in Scotland,
right? Oh man, yeah. But I am actually very happy to be finishing. I have to say, not only have I been friends with Tari for many years, but this is always a very it's a very chill and relaxed and fun. Not that all my streams are fun, but when I'm doing Final Fantasy VII, I'm hardcore focused on a boss. I wouldn't call that chill. You know what I mean? This is a little bit more kind of laid back and a little bit more on the just it's a good vibe. So and we've got Slaves of the Abyss that is coming upon us right here. And so what I would like, actually, I realized I have to actually grab the book. So while I do that, I wondered, Tari, if you would mind taking a second off from whatever awesome thing you're making, which seems vaguely dragon-like, and maybe showing them what we've done previously in our Slaves of the Abyss game book.
What would you do if I would say no?
Well, then they would just sit there and watch your awesome drawing. I got a plan B.
No, of course.
All right, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I give you folks a rundown of where we have been. Wait, this is not the first one. This is the first one. Just like a quick warm-up drawing from the first session, inspired by the cover art of the book. Then we had our hero, Tempo Arenavore. And then, we set out on our grand adventure, riding off into the sunset or whatever. I don't know what time of day it was or which direction we rode, but then we had our first game over, in which we just walked in the wrong direction. So the game was like, nope. Game's over now, some King's Quest level bullshit. And then what was this with the potions? There were potions at some point. I don't remember what those were about. We had to choose between 3 of them, I think. Okay. Then we discovered a shelf full of creepy puppets.
Ah, yes, the creepy puppets. Who could forget?
Then there was a joke about pride, which I never can recall which that was. Then the second session, this was a warm-up drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Tempo just having a break.
This is where Tari. This is where Tari posited that instead of pipe smoke, if you could just be smelling like cinnamon, that would be great. If we could just have cinnamon,
just to symbolize the whole flow of time that we have in this game.
Yes.
Yes, and the grand debate of how to pronounce Pomander/Pomander/Pomander. A discussion for the ages.
Yes, it was.
Then, in between, at some point, Tempo lost his shirt. I think it was covered in acid or something, so we had to toss it. So I would like to go on record that Tempo is not running around topless for the rest of the game for any other reasons than what you guys did.
No, yeah, it was totally not at all any other considerations involved. It was just...
I am not being a degenerate on stream.
No, not at all.
But yeah, then we got ambushed by our old master,
whom
we then gave he gave us a gift and we gave him a gift, something like that. Oh yeah, and then we had to bribe the guards at the gate, but we first had to like count our money. Right, and then the third set, yes, a warm-up drawing, where I was just like drawing a random pose.
That's so. I still love that every time I see it. It's so good.
And I was like, wait a second, this looks like it could be like a cover shoot for some magazine. So put that together. Then we had to stealth around the palace or mansion of the queen. I don't remember. God damn it.
Yes, that's right. Because we had, not the queen, the person who was in charge, because the leader of the city had died under possibly mysterious circumstances.
Possibly mysterious circumstances.
Yes, yes.
Theoretically. Yeah. Then we had to like go down a rope. As parts of like the whole stealth thing around the mansion. And found ourselves fighting some tentacle monster in a prison.
That was the illustration that greeted me today when I logged on. Yeah.
And then for warming up today, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Very important. I was just doing that before when you were talking, and now you're working on something, which we will determine in a moment. I should say, by the way, before we get started, I did mention that this is officially the release day for my novel Heretic. So I did want to just quickly full screen and show that. There we go. Get rid of that. Show full screen the book in all of its glory. There it is. Gray Assassin Trilogy, Book 3.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, the artist Peter Tikos really did an amazing job with all of these. There's the back of it. You can see Darcy Little Badger's awesome blurb. Heretic is an exciting novel of redemption through community. Wilson's strength as a storyteller shines. A great read for anyone who loves classic fantasy TTRPGs, dagger-filled adventures. That's Darcy Little Badger, author of Elatso, and I've been lucky enough to have good responses and blurbs as well from Julie Cherneda and Ed Greenwood and many others. So we've got that. And then if you put all three together, that is what they look like. See, let me flip them up that way. There we go. Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic, the completed trilogy. It's done. It exists. I am not, to be clear, one of those authors who doesn't finish it. I have finished it. So see, I've done it. It's there. You can see it for yourself. It's believable. They all exist. They're all real. So yes,
very
indeed.
Nice.
So thank you again to Athos Arts and for their belief in me. Thank you to Emily for the wonderful editing work on all of these books. So I'm very proud of the fact that we have a completed trilogy that, like, look at that. Look at all those pages of goodness right there. See, look at all that.
All that paper.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Emily. I saw that. I saw your tweet about that, and I appreciated that. I showed the all three of them on the counter of the bookstore when I was doing the release on a release event on Sunday, and it was really nice. So I feel very good about it. I feel very good about Heretic is the longest of the books, and I feel very good about it. And yeah, it came together. And just look at that. Man, look at that baller font title as well. The way that looks, like the little knife through it fits. Anyway, okay, enough sort of blissing out over my own books. But if you were interested and you're like, that looks cool, I wonder how I can get more. Come find me at Gen Con, come find me at Worldcon, or order them, and you can do so right now with !Greyshade, and that will bring you to the link where you can buy all of these books. Listen, Hillness, I'm not going to get into any other authors that may or may not have delivered on trilogies/series. I can speak nothing about those. I think that work stands for itself, and I will not speak about anyone else whose work deals with anything associated with fantasy work. I just, I have great admiration for other writers, and I'm just glad that I got one done. I'm glad that I got a series complete. I've got others in me. I think I got a lot of books more that I'm interested in writing, but I'm happy that I got one under the belt. That's basically it. No, see, I'm not going to do that, Emily, because, anyway. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this. First of all, music, Tari, what are we thinking about this? How are we feeling about it?
What did we do last time? Like, we've been doing a lot of Prince of Persia, right?
Yes, that's true. Did we do... I don't remember how many Prince of Persias.
Like there's a billion of them by now, so I'm
I
sure
know.
there's one that we haven't done yet.
Probably. What's the latest Prince of Persia?
I don't know.
Let's see. I'm gonna look and see what the latest Prince of Persia is. Hey, what's up, Payduck? It is
Say
Imaginary
there's like
Exponent.
a whole dynasty worth of Princess of Persia.
Yeah, I see what you did there. It's no, I know it's a 2D platformer. I just can't remember. Prince of Persia.
Well, it used to be a 2D platformer.
Yeah, it
Hasn't been
started
that for
out
a
that
long
way.
time.
It's funny though. It became 3D and then went out again. No, it is the Lost Crown. That's what it is. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which I'm afraid worries me that it looks too much like Guacamelee, which I bounced off of in the end because it's just too freaking hard. But
Because Prince of Persia is like known to be easy, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? I finished most of those games, but I mean, I haven't gone up to that one. But
the original ones.
Yep.
Oh wow.
I thought
those were like known to be like super hard.
Commodore 64. That's right. They were.
Oh, you're just that good. I see.
Mean,
humble Arf.
Sometimes people are just no. I've mentioned before. I consider myself a slightly above average gamer in general, and certain genres I'm good at, and certain genres I'm not.
Except for Portal and other puzzle heavy games.
No, you're too down on me about puzzle games. I think I'm good on puzzle games, but I do think that there are some things that break my brain. That's unquestionably true. I do not deny it in the least. Where my brain gets tired. Okay, so I have the Lost Ground original game soundtrack. Let me see if I can. No, I don't want that. I want this one. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the playlist. Yeah.
Today,
Nope. I'm going to mute. Although I am fully behind Vice President Kamala Harris, I don't want to hear a political ad right now. Okay, so here's the list. Can I? No, I don't want to save the playlist. I just want to copy it. All right, I'm putting it in Zoom. In case people wonder what I'm doing, I always, Tari and I like to listen to the same music while we're doing these to connect the impressions of what we're doing. So.
Yeah, and also can't share music through Zoom.
That's right.
Loud.
Yeah, very loud.
Oh, I saw this game in the store on Saturday.
Yeah, this one is pretty cool. From what I mean, like it looks beautiful, and I am looking forward to trying it at some point. I'm nervous because Guacamelee, because it reminds me of that, and Guacamelee was so freaking hard. The problem with Guacamelee is that it overloads you, so that I love the humor, but you play it, and after a while, it's like, okay, so you hit this enemy, you have to shake and double hit this enemy, throw this thing at an enemy, jump in a barrel, recite the Declaration of Independence. Like there's too much stuff like at a certain point for every enemy, and I just get overloaded. So that's all.
Skill issue.
Yeah. So what we're listening to is the soundtrack from skill issue. Yeah. Okay, listen. That's probably true. Actually, you're probably right. It probably is a skill issue. But yes, but this game is looks beautiful and the soundtrack is cool, and I hope to be able to give it a shot regardless of my concerns at some point. But that's what this is. Chat, is this too loud? Is it too loud? Is it overwhelming? Is it okay? Give me a second for chat to tell me. How is it? Too loud? A? Music is fine? Okay. All right. Little known fact, this is actually Tari's boyfriend's band that did the entire soundtrack, so it's pretty cool. Like
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's fine. I have permission directly. That's how that works out.
Of course.
That's how this works. But we have featured that music on this channel, just not in Gamebook, but in Beowulf. So.
That's not by his band. That was just himself.
Just him. Well, okay. I guess I meant music that he is directly responsible for.
Yeah.
How's that affect life? Is that too quiet? How's that? Effect life, is that? Okay, because that's as quiet as I can get it and still hear it myself. So, I'm afraid it's going to have to be. That's what it's got to be. Okay, right. Let's do this thing. So, in our Slaves of the Abyss last time, oh, you overcorrected a little bit. All right. Well, that's where I'm at. That's about the best I can do. Okay. So in this, we are in the city, or we were, I should say, in the city of Calamare. Okay, cool. Thank you. So we were in the city of Calamare at a time of crisis. The city was threatened by invasion from the east. The army was absent. And so Lady Carolina of Calamare summoned us to have us save the city. And things went a little bit kind of off the rails a bit when we did that, because we left. We realized as we left that there was another invading army that was coming back. We actually came back at that point, and discovered that Lady Carolina had died in the interim, which was less than optimal. Obviously, we didn't want to be in that situation as well. And so we found ourselves in a very sort of difficult position where we knew that there was something going on where one of the people had obviously betrayed her, but what we didn't know was who betrayed her specifically. And there are a few possibilities. Basically, the main kind of like, I don't know if they are the counts or the dukes or like the leaders of the city, basically, who are responsible. And so we saw a few people that I have mentioned in my notes here. We saw Ezia Albador, who introduced a person she was talking to Baron Bluestone, and said, quote, Medheros has it all under control. We don't know exactly what that means, but we posted that out because that seemed something that was a little bit out of the ordinary. So that was the first thing that we did. Then we found, we happened to see Dunyazad, who was preparing for journey or for escape. Now, remember, the city is under siege. The city is in big trouble. So that doesn't necessarily mean that Dunyazad's a bad guy. It just may mean that he's freaked out because the city is going to be invaded. Who knows? Medheros, who's one of the other lords, is freaked out by something. And the number that the comment that I have here was super sus. But again, we don't have any guaranteed information about that. There are 4 total people that are the sort of lords of the city, and we got information on 3 of them by spying on them, basically, before we were able to get back to our room for the morning. And so that leads us to where we are right now, which is thinking about the morning time and what we're going to do next. So here we go. Oh, and I should mention that the name of our character is Tempo Arenavore, has a skill of 12 out of 12, stamina of 16 out of 17, 9 out of 9 luck, has used 13 time. Now that's important because time passes in this game, and when it does, it gets closer to the city being overrun. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces before we get to a, oh crap, we're almost overrun, and then 2 more spaces before basically the game comes to an end. So we have to basically make our move as quickly as we possibly can. So we can't afford to waste time, basically, is what I'm saying. Our normal thing of like, let's explore everything because, you know, that's what you do. So you're like, we have no time to waste. You're like, great, let me just loot everything in these 3 chambers and then I'll deal with this no time to waste problem. We literally have no time to waste in this situation. So keeping
Wasn't that a thing in like Deus Ex Human Revolution? In like the beginning when you have to save the people?
Yep.
And you don't go right away, that they, you know, just die.
They literally do die. And it's true, actually. And that was a game where I was like, oh, right, they're not joking around about this thing. Like, yeah, which is neat because they also gave you the stuff that you could get if you didn't go and save the people wasn't bad stuff. So, but it literally was, okay, you got some cool stuff. Oh, by the way, the people are dead. So think about that. Yeah. Human revolution. Most games are the speed of plot. That's exactly right, Geister. That's exactly right. Also high. Okay, let's do this as we continue to use the power of Arvbot 2.0, which is brought to you by the amazing Effect Life, incidentally. So if you enjoy what you see on screen, some of that is due to the amazing TariToons, and some of that is due to the amazing Effect Life, and a little bit of it is me, but mostly those people. So, okay, 276. Next morning, you peer out at the servants scurrying about the courtyard. They erect a kind of low stage with a platform behind it. Soon a coffin is brought out and laid with great care on the low stage by a number of priests. That's true, actually, Triffid, that's true, yeah. You guess that the coffin is Lady Carolinen's and that her body is being brought out so that her subject may pay their last respects. Medeiros, we've heard about him, Dunyazad of Ichtyon, Isaiah Albador, and Siege the Silent. Now, Siege the Silent is the only one that we haven't gotten any information from at all. So we don't know what the drill is on Siege the Silent, so keep that in mind. All file out and take their places on the platform overlooking the catafalque. Then the guards open the gates and allow the citizens to file reverently in. When the courtyard is full of people, you leave your hiding place and mingle with them. Mingle, 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 mingle. Okay. So, you take your place in the long line of citizens, and I have something for you. A picture.
For me?
I have a picture for Tari. No, I have a picture for chat, although you can obviously look at it as well.
Can I?
Absolutely. You're allowed to do so.
I'm allowed to do so.
This is very dramatic. This is actually the music that's going on while you're hearing this stuff.
I'm a bit too fast today. I'm already another one done.
You're already past that? No, that's good. Nothing wrong with that.
It's one of the weird dragon creatures from the cover art. The light blue ones.
Oh, yeah, like the wispy. Oh, that's cool. Wait a second. Let me, give me just 1 second so I can. All right, there's that. So I can get rid of that and go up there. Wow, that's super cool. Because it is basically like a kind of star dragon. Hey, big boss.
I don't know.
Wispy dragon thing. You might want to consider we're not going to make it. Now listen, big boss. What kind of... Listen, did we panic when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
What?
Leave Melodi's on a roll. Have you heard that? That's from Animal House. Where like this guy who's basically a slacker is like trying to give him a speech to everybody. He's like, listen, we don't give up, all right? Did the Americans give up when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? And someone's about to say something like, no, don't stop him. He's on a roll. So yes, that's.
Animal House is a show, a movie.
It was a movie.
Okay.
A very well-known movie with the dearly lamented, just departed Donald Sutherland. And oh god, Kevin Bacon was in it, and John Belushi, and it's very like, I don't know, it's kind of a it's a comedy, but it's sort of a crazy like overboard comedy of a certain type. It's hard to explain a little bit, but
okay. So
it was fun.
I just looked the movie up, and the German title for the movie is apparently like it vaguely translates to "I think a horse just kicked me."
That sounds about right for Animal House, yes. Here is the picture, by the way, before we get back to Tari's amazing art. There is the picture of what you see. You can see the 4 people looking at the coffin. And I will come back to that in just a second. Yeah, nerds. Well, that's from that's Revenge of the Nerds, which is also in that category of movie, I would say, Big Boss. That also with Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. Which has a great cameo from Kurt Vonnegut because because like Dangerfield plays this guy who's like never really gone back to school when he should, and like he decides he's going to go back to college, but it's obviously very hard for him. But he's incredibly wealthy, so he hands in this paper basically about this book by Kurt Vonnegut, and the professor's like, whoever wrote this doesn't know anything about Kurt Vonnegut, and it actually was Kurt Vonnegut in real life actually wrote the paper because he was so wealthy. So anyway, it was 80s movies. They were a thing. Okay. You take your place in the long line of citizens waiting to kiss the hand of their departed ruler. In front of you, 2 citizens are having a whispered argument, and you cannot help but overhear. I'm not having you kissing her hand, not after you poached her fine as swans, said the wife of the pair. I've heard what they say. Your guilt would turn her skin black as night. Hush, woman, her husband replies, always grabbing the wrong end of the spurtle. The tale goes that if a murderer kisses its victim on the lips, they'll turn black as burnt parchment. I've nothing to fear. She won't be missing her swans now, will she? As they approach the body, they fall silent and bow their heads in reverence. Carolina lies in full regalia, the sword of office gripped in her right hand, while her left rests upon a cushion so that her citizens may kiss it. Your turn comes, and you find yourself looking down at the corpse of the woman who sent you on your mission. As you bend to kiss her hand, you lock eyes with Luthor, one of the heroes who remain behind to defend Colomer. He stands just to one side of the noble's platform, fidgeting nervously with the pommel of his sword. Strangely, he betrays no sign of recognition. What will you do? All right, so now we have a choice, chat. We have a choice of things to do. So, give me a second here. Let's see. Music's gotten hardcore about this.
Well, we are supposed to kiss a corpse, so...
Yeah. Kiss the corpse! It's very dramatic. Okay, mount the platform. Demand that the nobles hear your case. Okay, we don't have the sealed locket, I'm afraid, although I wish we did. Slip away.
Wait, didn't we already do this one? And like we convinced
oh, did we?
the like suspect to kiss her hand.
Oh, then maybe my save point. Maybe I didn't update my save point then. Maybe like you're right.
People in chat might may remember better than I do.
Is that might be true, and maybe I just put the wrong save point in there. Can someone in chat confirm if that's true or not? That's quite possible.
Like we stopped like right as like they were like about to kiss the hand, I think, because of the cliffhanger. Maybe I'm misremembering this.
No, I mean that sounds possible. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember?
Do you remember?
If that's true, I cannot remember it. I don't mind redoing it. All right, let's redo it. But you may be right. I just don't, man, because it's been almost 2 months. I don't remember that one, and maybe I put the wrong save point. My bad. If so, where are we? Up here. Okay, right. So mount the platform, demand the nobles hear your case. Hold up the sealed locket. We do not have that. Or slip away into the crowd and watch the rest of the ceremony. Okay. So I actually thought there were 3 choices, but there are 2. That's okay. So, hey, what's up, T-Bank? I think that might be true, but it's okay. We'll work it out one way or the other. So, chat, do we mount the platform and insist, require that the nobles hear us, or do we slip away into the crowd and watch the rest of the ceremony? Again, $ vote space 1 is to mount the platform. $ vote space 2 is to slip away. I feel like we just came from slipping away, right? So I don't fully understand why we would slip away again, but okay. We just came out of slipping away. Man, this music's a banger. Now I'm like, maybe I should play this game. Nice. Okay, cool. All right. All right, last call. It sounds like people are like, we want the play it just for the soundtrack. I know, right? Effect Life? Team USA women's gymnastics are going strong. Yeah, they're going for gold today, right? Aren't they in the medal final or something? I really wish. The problem is that it's not. You can watch it like streaming or whatever. I'm not a big Olympics guy. I gotta be honest. I'm just so like busy doing other stuff that I'm like. I feel like it's not the kind of thing that I can. I mean, I might want to watch like because I love basketball. I might want to watch that. I might want to watch like they don't really have football as such, like American football, I should say. Soccer finals would be fun. So I don't know. And there's such a U.S. focus too. I'd love to be able to watch some other stuff besides that. But you can get like proxies and things so you can watch in other areas and stuff. But it's just, I don't know. Timing of this was not super great with everything else that I'm trying to get ready and do at the moment. So, but I've watched a few. I've seen a few highlights and gotten a bit of the news, but I haven't been able to watch closely, I'm afraid. All right, going once, going twice. You hate NBC coverage? Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say they're not fans because they basically limited it to just what NBC wants you to see, more or less. Okay, so we are going to mount the platform and demand that the nobles hear your case. Amen to that. Thank you, Classicor. Now, what's all this then? Thank you, Classicor, for the 57 months of support. Closing in on 5 years of support. That is unprecedented. Actually, some other people have done that too, and I think that that's unprecedented too. What I mean is it's amazing. Thank you so much. No, not mounting like that. Climbing the platform. That's what we're getting at, Classicor. It's quite precedented. Belgium got a gold and a bronze. Time trials likely. Nice. Well, congratulations to Belgium. They should get a medal for having you able to do things like ARVBot Effect Life. That's what they should be medaled for. They should be medaled for having the writer of Tintin in it. There you go. Okay, so we're going to mount the platform and demand the nobles hear our cause. So you vault onto the platform and confront the 4 nobles. You begin by demanding justice and tell them how they have been misled by a traitor, but a shout cuts you off. "Where, assassin?" shouts Luthauer, drawing his sword and leaping for you. The nobles cower back in their ornate seats. So, okay, Classicor, do you remember now? Because we were trying to ask and people couldn't quite remember if we had done this before. Have we done this before? Do you remember that we did this before? And do you remember what the outcome was? We have. Okay. All right. Well, then we have done it. So that means that we got to the part where we chose the one guy that was totally guilty. Did we actually choose the one guy that was totally guilty? Boy, I completely screwed up my save point then. Who was the one guy? We opened the locket. Why don't I have any of this information? I wonder if I played this. Maybe I was playing this on the road and I didn't copy this over or something? Maybe that's why. Right, the fate of Rangor. The heir is lost. Let's see. Well, that's what I'm wondering about. See, so this is the thing, Triffid, right? I don't have us having the locket here, but I'm wondering if I'm missing a save file. And so maybe that's why. Right, we got the locket from the guy who let himself get killed. I remember that. Yep.
Yes, the paladin guy.
The paladin dude, yeah.
With his heroic sacrifice.
Bye-bye. Multiband. Yes. Okay. So if that's the case, then that means that we would show, let's see, then we would show the lantern. Okay. So we would show the locket. Right. So let me go back then. So then, all right, my bad. Sorry, chat. I didn't remember. I may have had an old save file and not the new one that was there. Okay. So 344. Then we did the thing. Then we held up the sealed locket. Then the guy got mad because we were holding up the sealed locket. We opened the locket, I think. We tried to open the locket. We pointed at Luthauer. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Then I remember this. We pointed at Luthauer. He was dragged away. And then we asked to kiss Carolina, one of the 4. And the one that we chose, do you remember the one that we chose, Classicor? Classicor's right. This is all now clicking to my head. I remember this. Right. I believe what you chose was Siege the Silent, because I remember reading this section. Yes, okay. I apologize unreservedly. I now remember what it was we were doing. So yes, that's right. So my save point was completely wrong. It was before all of that happened. So I'm going to add another save point here. Okay. So let me read what happens with that. Siege the Silent. With consummate grace, Siege rises to her feet and looks around her. She walks slowly over to the coffin and stands before it. She lowers her head towards Carolina, then stops and straightens up again. She speaks, and though her voice sounds as quiet as the breath of a breeze upon grass, you know that it can be heard in every part of the courtyard. Why must I bow before the orders of this lying upstart? This is intolerable, an obscenity. You hear the music? It's an obscenity. She is trembling with rage, but her features remain as placid as ever. Now I can go back to Tari's amazing artwork. Okay. Then a brave soul from the crowd shouts out, "Pay your respects!" I'm going to be the crowd. "Pay your respects!" And the crowd back him up with shouts and calls. "Yeah, pay the respects." That's right. Quiet. Siege silences the crowd with one word. Then she bends over Carolina once more. An instant later, she has grasped the jeweled sword of office from the dead fingers which held it and swings it violently at you. You twist it to deflect the blow, but the flat of the blade catches you painfully on the shoulder. Lose 2 points of stamina. Now you must battle Siege, the traitor of Calamir. Well, here's the thing about the traitor of Calamir. All right, Siege the Silent. She's a traitor, right? Here's how much of a traitor she is. Skill 7, stamina 5. She's a traitor who also sucks. She's a sucky traitor. Okay, I need someone, please, to roll dice for us. Who is willing to be our dice roller and to beat the hell out of Siege the Silent, that traitorous jerk? That traitorous...
The traitorous individual.
The traitorous witch.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I'm glad. Glad it's... Yeah, the slightly annoying one. The traitorous, slightly frustrating person. Who's willing to roll dice? And remember, you can roll dice within chat. How does the rolling dice work? I'm glad that you asked. If you type in $roll space and then the number of dice, using it like D&D terms. So if you rolled like 2d6, like what Effect Life just did, 1d6. In this case, you'd be rolling 2d6, but then you'd go plus 12 because that's our skill. So 2d6 plus 12. And I think it goes, is it all one in one phrase, or is it a space, Effect Life? I never remember that. Is it $roll 2d space 2d6 space plus space 12? Is that it? I think that's what it is. That's it. You got it. 21. Excellent start. Okay. Very good. Very good. Hang on. Hang on, Imaginary Exponent. I will be right back to you in a second as soon as I can find my dice roller on the page. Here we go. This music, though, is freaking kicking ass, taking names. All right. Okay, a 16 is not going to get it done. Yes, a wench. That's it, Big Boss. I did hear there was a Discord integration. I don't know any of the details, though, Hilness. Okay, so that means Siege the Silent. Where is my battle manager? There we go. It's because I have to put this... Oh, no. I made a mistake. Okay, hang on a second. I accidentally minimized everything. It was the worst possible outcome. Okay. Then I maximize that. Maximize that. Maximize that. Okay, now I think we're just about there. I successfully maximized almost everything. Okay. Sorry about that. When you minimize everything by accident, it's not good. Okay. Right. So Siege the Silent loses 2 stamina. All right, down to 3. Okay, next one up. Let's do what we need to do here. Okay, that's cool. I don't know about there. You can make D20 gridless. I don't know if you use range rulers, but you can absolutely click off the grid. In fact, I did that just the other day when I was preparing for Friday's stream. You can Friday's D&D event. You can click off the grid. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So go ahead and roll again, please, imaginary exponent. Right now, the roll you're trying to beat is a 13. So all you need to roll is a. You need to roll better than a 1 on 2 dice.
Incorrect. All you need is love.
Oh, that's true. That's true. There's nothing you can do that isn't known. Nothing you can say that can't be shown. It's easy. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think it's I think it has to be not capital D. I think it's lowercase d. There you go. Got it. 19, perfectly well enough. Okay. Siege the Silent is in big trouble, y'all. And Siege the Silent is rolled a 12, which means that imaginary exponent would need to roll a 0 on 2 dice. Let's see if imaginary exponent can is able to roll better than a 0 on 2 dice. Got to back imaginary exponent up here, folks. Okay, got to believe. Oh, I see what you did there, Classic Score. Success. Wow. Imaginary exponent tried, though. Rolled 2 1s and like made a best effort. So you can imagine the person's like, I got it. And then you're like, oh. And then ended up. Oh my gosh. That's very funny. Success. You have done it. Success. Good work. All right. We have defeated the evil Siege the Silent. It wasn't much of a battle. Okay. So down goes Frazier. Okay. As Siege falls dead at your feet, a deep rumbling noise reaches your ears. It grows louder and louder until your whole body is shaking. The terrified citizens cower away. Then there is the sound of a thunderclap which almost knocks you off your feet. A smoky black tentacle curls from Siege's mouth and forms into a gaseous parody of her earthly form. Look at this, chat. Let me full screen for a second. Look at that. Oh. And she starts bopping. I'm a witch. I'm a witch. Witch. I'm a witch. It's totally what happened. It shoots straight at your face, and you try desperately to ward it off your arms. Something brittle shatters against your left hand, and the gaseous form disperses. Then pain shoots up your arm. Prepared for the worst, you look down at your left hand, which is writhing within a blue vapor. You thrust it under your arm to quench the fell flame. The pain eases slightly, and you withdraw your hand. It is now shrouded in green light. As you watch, the color changes through yellow and orange to red. The pain settles to a dull ache. The crisis over, the remaining nobles look to you for leadership. You arrange for all of Siege's servants in the city to be put under guard, and you see to the preparation of defenses for the city. The other heroes you discover were all mysteriously slain, presumably through Siege's villainy, so you are forced to leave the job in the hands of the remaining loyal guards. Then you prepare to journey forth once more. The hostile army still threatens, and you have a duty to Lady Carolina to fulfill. Well, well, I'm sure that being zapped by flame is not going to cause a problem. I can't imagine why that would have any issues associated with us. Okay, so you waste no time in retrieving your horse and setting out from the city. You ride east along the same route you used those few fateful days earlier. Tick off a time box. That's 14. Let's see how close we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, we have 4 days before we get to the first big, oh, we're in big trouble. Yeah, I know, cut off your hand. Yay, Classic Or, that's awesome. So, okay, let's see. So, let's see. If you have heard of Enthemesis and wish to search for him.
Whomst?
I don't think we've heard of Enthemesis.
That does not ring a bell.
Yeah, I don't. I don't remember enthemesis. So I say we have not heard of that person as of yet, I would say. All right. So, given that is the case.
Well, I mean, now we've heard of him, so.
Yeah, exactly. If you've heard of enthemesis before, I think it means like before this moment, but yes. Okay.
Sure.
So, unfortunately, we're not going to seek for this guy. Let's see. So, you turn your horse back towards the huge black army. Tick off a time box. What? Another time box? A brief ride brings you within sight of it, and you watch helplessly as it engulfs a small town in the valley below. Amid the multitude, a palanquin is borne aloft by willing hands, and above it hangs a pulsing black cloud. That seems not great. Okay. Hang on just 1 second here. One moment. I just want to double check something here. Okay, let's see. Sorry, because we had the issues with this. Yeah, that is not what I was. Right. Okay. Yes, right. Okay. It all makes sense. I understand where I am now. Okay, right. So we can do three things. We can follow the army at a distance, which is one option. So should we follow the army at a distance? At a distance. Do we do that? Do we ride down to the palanquin? This music is perfect for the decision about whether we should ride down to the palanquin. Or should we prepare Jira leaves? Now, in case you're like, well, what the hell are Jira leaves? I would remind you that we have all right, Tari, pomander? The
thingamajig.
The pom-pom. Do we prepare? We have a pom-pom.
An apple?
An apple. We have different. In which we have Jira leaves, which was supposedly good for particular situations. So the question is, we could prepare Jira leaves because we have them in our pomander from of herbs. So I'm going to open that up. We see that black cloud down below, that's below the palanquin. So do we follow the army at a distance? Do we ride down to the palanquin? Or do we prepare Jira leaves? And those leaves are in. They cannot be pressed. No. They can be pulverized and added to other mixes, but not that. At least as far as I know. I don't actually know how the preparation works, but. So, $vote space 1, follow the army at a distance. $vote space 2, ride down to the palanquin. Or $vote space 3, prepare our Jira leaves.
Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum.
Pomander felt so good. Those herbs.
Founders of Chocolate Chocolate.
Oh no, commercial. Go away. Okay. All right, what do we think, chat? $vote space 1, follow the army at a distance. $vote space 2, ride down to the palanquin. Or $vote space 3, prepare Jira leaves. A lot of people are thinking about riding down to the palanquin. All right, I see chat moving in a certain direction. We're going to last call this. Last call, last call. Ooh, this looks like a good one, Tari.
Thank you.
$ vote space 1, 2, 3. Okay. So going once. Going twice. All right. We're going to ride down to the Palanquin. We're going to take our horse down the Old Town Road. Yeah, till we can't no mo. All right. You spur your house down towards the horde, trying to quell your rising fears. It is vast, and a foul stench wafts from it. As you near the bottom of the slope, you pass a dark cave entrance. Then you approach the horde. They take no notice of you, but the dark cloud above the Palanquin begins to move in your direction, picking up speed. Do you have a Giratorch prepared? We don't have one prepared, which means I have to turn to another page, which is probably not great. It is time to flee, but your horse beats you to it. She rears violently, throwing you to the ground and then bolts. You fall awkwardly and feel your left leg crumple beneath you. You try to stand up and the pain hits home. You black out for a moment. When you open your eyes once more, black sparks are dancing before them. A deafening drone surrounds you. Then the pain comes once more. Oh boy. You are cold.
That's not good.
You can't see. You thrash around with your limbs but don't hit anything. The only sound is your own labored breathing. Have you escaped death, or is this death's clammy chamber? You stop flailing about and rub the darkness from your eyes. As you pull your hands away, the wind is knocked out of you as bodies slam into you from all directions. Suddenly your sight returns. You are smothered in a press of desperate, hollow-eyed people. They stare at you with a mixture of pity and resignation. You struggle through them but are brought up against thick iron bars. Beyond is a vast, empty expanse of shifting color, glimmering particles, and terrifying sound. From this impossible void flashes a streak of silver. It crashes straight into the bars and shatters into a million droplets. These reform themselves in a grotesque leering thing which shoots off again into the distance, weaving a vaporous trail. You turn to the others, but their cold stares offer you no hope. Welp. I don't think that worked out. I think that's...
well, they are the thingies, one of the thingies that I drew earlier.
That's right, and this whole picture, in fact, is from that cover, so...
Yeah.
I blame Triffid. It appears that we didn't make it. So that's going to be a death. We're going to move our death total up to 4 here. The good news for all of you is we don't have to go back very far because of all the mess up earlier on where we were not sure about where we actually were. So we're actually pretty much 183, and then we haven't heard of Enthymesius, so we go to 325, which means we're back there. So we thought there wouldn't be many deaths. I know, right? All right, so here we are, chat. We now know that we can't ride down to the Palanquin because that's death. So our choice is
wait a second, though.
Yes.
What is a palanquin?
Palanquin is like a litter that people are carried in, like a one of those elevated things that
like a rickshaw,
lords, like a rickshaw, yes.
Ah, okay.
So
I
like a
see.
sedan chair, but bigger.
Sedan chair?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't a sedan a car?
No, I mean it can be, but this is another version of sedan.
Okay.
We found the cover. That's right, Triffid. We win. We found the cover. All right, chat. So what do we do now? We know that we can't actually go down to the Palanquin. So do we follow the army at a distance, or do we prepare the Jira leaves that we have? It is telling that they did ask us, do we have Jira leaves? And I was like, we didn't prepare them. So $ vote space 1 if you want to follow the army at a distance. $ vote space 2 if you want to prepare Jira leaves. Oh, you've never heard the term sedan chair? Oh, yeah. A sedan chair. Let me find the description, the official definition. It is the sedan chair. The sedan chair consists of a seat inside a cabin with a detachable roof mounted on 2 poles. It is named after the town of Sedan in France, where it was first used. And it is in the description of litter, which is what I mentioned before. It is a form commonly called a sedan chair. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's like you're riding in it. You ride in a sedan, right? So you ride in this chair. It's like how I expect all of the people who are going to be coming to the D&D event on the 17th are going to be. They'll all just carry you in. I assume you're all being carried in on sedan chairs, right?
Of
I'm
course,
guessing
of
that's how
course.
that goes down. Yeah. I actually hope there's enough sedan chairs in London to cover it because I don't, we have a lot of good people coming, so.
Need to call the rental service for sedan chairs.
You want how many?
One of the many.
Sir, I don't know that we can provide you this many sedan chairs at once. Don't give me excuses. Yeah, the litter chairs and Shogun. London has tourist rickshaws. Well, but I guess the thing about rickshaws, though, is that rickshaws have wheels on them, right? And sedan chairs are literally carried just by people, I think.
Take the wheels off, make the people carry you.
I would have been happy to do that, Emily, if it were not for the fact that, you're not allowed in London to carry sedan chairs if you're not actually a British citizen. So as an American citizen, I'm not allowed to do that. I actually, this happened to me yesterday, Tari. I had an electrician come by to do an inspection on the mini split, the air conditioner stuff we just had put in. And he had to look at the electrical panel in the basement that we just had repaired and updated and everything. And he needed to look inside of it, but he's not allowed to take off the screws on the electrical thing. So I had to take off the 6 screws, and that's fine, except it's a heavy door. So I'm like barely holding on to this door as he's just sitting there watching me because he's not allowed. Take off the screws, pull the thing off. He's like, okay, that looks fine. He's like, when you put that back on, you need to make sure you turn the breakers back on because they fell off when the door opened that way. I'm like, thanks. Thank you for telling me.
I'm assuming for insurance reasons. It's always bullshit like that.
It's the city. The city needs to approve it. So then he was like, that's great. Goes outside, slaps a sticker on. It's all good. But it was just very funny because I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm not allowed to open them. I'm like, okay. I guess for insurance reasons, he's not allowed to open a panel. You're probably right. Did he tell you to take the screws out slowly so we could enjoy it? What the hell, Classic Core? No. Is that what it is, Sparky Pilot? You made your life career in the electrical industry. It's insurance reasons. You know what he said to me too, Sparky? When I put the thing back on, he said, make sure that before you, because he said the breakers have to be redone. I'm like, you have to turn them back on. I'm like, okay. And I start reaching for it. He's like, well, before you do that though, put the whole plate back on so it doesn't spark in your face. And I'm like, what? So I have to put the thing back on. And then I was like turning the breakers on and it was fine. But he's just like, yeah, you don't want that arcing in your face. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want it. That's a case of an unexpected fault. Very important. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to listen to Sparky Pilot when anything about electricity. For some reason, I feel like Sparky is the person. This is good to know, actually, Sparky. This is super helpful. So I have a professional pilot, Shatter Mage, who watches. I have a professional developer and computer developer and designer in Effect Life. I have a professional cartoonist who's currently literally drawing as we speak. So now, who would that be? And you're a pilot too, but recreationally. But now I have an official electrical expert. So if I ever have a problem with something, I can be like, all right, who do I talk to? Sparky Pilot, can you tell me whether or not this is too many ohms for volts things, wattage stuff?
Too many ohms for volt things.
Licensed
I
electrician.
suck at electricity stuff, but even I know that's
This
bullshit.
is why I love streaming. I have professionals and experts in everything. If I want anyone to tell me about the nonfiction academic market in Greece, Big Boss, that's the one I go to. If I want to talk to a learning therapist who also can translate out of German, of course I could talk to Tari about German translation as well, but Classicor can do that too. It's amazing. I have it's the best crew, best viewers.
Well, also, if you need a heraldist, hello.
Right. No, listen, Tari,
Obviously.
do you want me to start going through if I need something with you? We'll be here all day. If I need someone to tell me about fan fiction and Metal Gear, I can turn to you for that as well. I can ask you about all the My Little Pony. If I want to ask you about different kinds of metal, like different kinds of metal music.
Oh,
if I want to talk about
elements like metal, oh wait, right.
If I want to talk about literature, guests of honor at speculative fiction conventions, I turn to Emily. C++ developers, a hobby radio physicist, bring this on. I love it. I'm like taking resumes from everybody. Oh my God. The best. Seriously. Most importantly is that you're all wonderful people. But separate from that, it's very awesome
not.
that I have so many. Yes, you are. Would you stop? So many
You are
talented
all
people.
individuals. I'm not.
I can tell you about rejection slips. Oh no, listen, I got you covered there. I don't need any extra on that, Classicor. Thanks. If I want to talk to a bot that I'm going to ban into the next century, we've got that. You know what I'm saying? So we have those people too. That's a new one. Kurt the Hedgehog Cat. Interesting new bot name. All right. So here we go. It looks like we are doing Jira Leaves. I bragged about having the best viewers, and the robots are like, I am a viewer. Hello, fellow humans. I'm like,
that's how that goes, right?
So good.
Oh, the music stopped for me. God damn it.
It's still running.
Stupid.
It's still going.
Yeah, no, it's like auto pauses after a while because they don't want you to listen to music on YouTube, not
It's
without paying.
Don't want to do that. It's true. Okay, so this is what AI is.
Capitalism.
Have you heard, Big Boss? I read an article the other day that was, I think, in the Wall Street Journal that was talking about how investors are getting nervous because AI isn't making them any money. And I'm like, break the bubble, break the bubble. Like, I can't wait for the bubble to burst so we can go back to people being like, that was a dumb idea. Why did we do any of that? I'm like, exactly.
God, I hope so.
Exactly.
I pray, I hope.
That is the hope. I think generative AI is in big trouble because I think there's been an enormous backlash, which is good to see.
Don't get my hopes up.
No, I know.
Jinx this, please.
I know.
God,
I won't hope or hype, but we're one step at a time. This is why we feature only actual, not AI, art and sound on this channel. And
little do they know,
writing.
I'm actually a robot from the future. I'm just like so advanced AI that I'm indiscernible from
That
a
is
real
true.
human.
Tari is a super advanced AI.
Like
it's
replicant
actual
level AI.
In the future, they call it additional information, not artificial information. You're so good that it's additional. Yeah, exactly. We can stop throwing in every... That, I think, is what happened. Imaginary Exponent, not to get sidetracked, but I honestly think what happened is they way overplayed their hand, and they rammed it down people's throats in so many places that people are like, no, go to hell, I don't actually want that. Like, I think the moral argument was all I would have needed, but I think beyond that, people are also now really tired of having it in places where it's clearly made things worse. Like
everywhere.
I was watching an interview with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who's really awesome, by the way, and he was talking about one of the reasons that he can call a lot of the people that are doing fascist stuff on the right weird, in addition to everything else, is who is asking for these things, right? And like that reminds me of the AI stuff. Like, who is asking for AI to be added into features where you don't actually need it? Like what I want is for Zoom to be able to produce high quality audio and video that's scalable and that I can use to connect to other human beings across the planet. Who is asking for that to have an artificial intelligence do that for me? Who's doing that?
Yeah.
Like, I want more humans. I don't want more of this other stuff. So, stuff like medical records and things like that.
Corporations who think
Exactly.
they can save money through this.
That's it. But they're finding out that may be wrong too, and that they're not actually, they're losing money, which, that's good. Yep.
Yeah.
And the CEO of NVIDIA. Well, right, that's the key, Big Boss, is like there's going to be AI in certain cases, but it's going to be driven by what's needed, not by what's cool according to Elon Musk and company, right? And so that's the thing. No, I'm with you on that, Effect Life, actually. I don't actually think that, but I think that's the problem, right? Is that I think all artificial intelligence is being sort of lumped under this umbrella. And I think the problem with that is precisely because it's been rammed down our throats. So that potentially good uses, which are not generative ever, those things are being lumped under this. So it's also hurting actual technological advancement, There is just no place for generative AI at all. And that's the only point that I would make. So, right. Anyway, so where are we? Jira leaves. Yes, everyone wants to prepare Jira leaves. I agree with you. No one wants to end up in a cage, like there. So you tear a strip of cloth from your breeches and tip the leaves onto it. Chopping a small branch from a nearby tree, you wrap the leaf-filled cloth round one end and bind it tight, and then ride down to meet the army. All right. It's time to meet the army. Okay. Yeah. And that's the key. Because here's the thing, Sparky, too. You know what I was reading about this as well? Is that a lot of what they're discovering is even the AI summaries. Now, I'm not talking about what you're saying, but I'm talking about people who want you to summarize a larger article. They're not actually summarizing the article. They summarize certain portions of it, but because of the way they weigh how each of these things operate, they end up missing portions of the article and then literally make up other parts of the article. So like summarizing is, it's so bad. Right. And so you end up having to spot check it, which means, Sparky, at a certain point, right? If you end up having to cover all the bases that the AI did anyway, what time are we saving? Right? And that's sort of the key to this. And again, I'm not in any way launching a broadside, except I am launching a broadside against generative AI, which serves no purpose. And that I do think needs to be entirely eliminated. No, it does not need to be something that kids can use to give them ideas. Kids have their own ideas. You do not need generative AI. Other forms of AI I'm willing to discuss from people who know about these things and these fields. But generative AI is a hard no for me. There is no purpose to that except to replace the work of humans on a misguided belief that you can somehow replace human art, and you can't do that. And exactly right, Classic Or. Certain jobs shouldn't have existed in the first place. Which, interestingly, you notice, Classic Or, whenever the CEOs talk about jobs being lost, they never seem to refer to the CEO's own job. Like, they're always other people's jobs. It's amazing to me. Like, you know. So, yeah. I mean, look at this is exactly right. You are looking right now in real time at Tari's extraordinary work. Look at the illustration that Tari's doing right now. And jokes aside, Tari is definitely not a bot. I'm going to meet her in person next month, so I can tell you all for sure.
Kill all humans.
Yeah, that's exactly what a human trying to be a robot would say. No, you know what I mean?
I have skin.
Tari bot.
It is my own skin. I grew it myself.
I feel my heart beating, pumping blood as the machine that it is. I mean, as the organic item that it is. Anyway, but no, so like you're seeing this right now. How would that get replaced by a computer that draws this stuff in? You're like, wow, I feel so energized. Like, oh, God, no, thank you. Anyway, so you spur your horse down towards the horde, trying to quell your rising fears. It is vast, and a foul stench wafts from it. As you near the bottom of the slope, you pass a dark cave entrance. Then you approach the horde. They take no notice of you, but the dark cloud above the palanquin begins to move in your direction, picking up speed. If you have a Jira torch prepared, and we do, chat. Yes, we do. Okay, let's see. The Jira starts to smolder. Looking up, you see the pulsing blackness nearly upon you. The cloud of black hornets swirls around you, and you curse as the breeze picks up, dissipating the Jira smoke. Now, I actually have a picture of these hornets, which maybe, I don't know if Tari's going to want to do this or not. We'll see for the next one, but that's what it looks like. This is reminding me a lot, by the way,
Disgusting.
It is disgusting. It reminds me of the collectors in Mass Effect 2, because the people who are collected, which is like in a hive-like structure, are collected by a bunch of these swarming insects like this. So it reminds me a little bit like that, right? Yeah, the pain. Oh my God, what is going on with bots today? Good stuff, Emily. This is good news. This means the bots are like, this guy's where it's at. You know?
Bazooka. Bikini.
Be careful. All right. So the question is, the hornets are closing in on you. Do you wish to flee back up the hillside? Flee up the hillside. Do we wish to... make for the river, which runs along the valley to your right? Or do we wish to make for the cave entrance that we just passed? All right, chat, what do you think? $vote space 1 means we flee back up the hillside. $vote space 2 means we make for the river along the valley to the right. And $vote space 3 means we make for the cave entrance we just passed. What do you think, chat? What should we do? The one thing to remember, though, about the one thing about the river that I would say, this is not trying to influence you. It's just occurred to me. If we need a torch to ward off these things, we probably are not going to. We're not going to succeed by jumping in a river, right? Like, it feels to me if we're going to fight off the hornets, we got to be careful about not putting out a torch. That literally, I haven't looked. I'm just guessing. So I'm wondering if, like, I don't know. Because my first thought was like, oh, yeah, we just jump in the river. But then I'm like, wait, what about the torch? Did you make us vote with our dollars? Because $ vote. Effect Life. You can vote for the low cost of US dollars. This is late stage capitalism. It even affects our voting patterns in Fighting Fantasy game books.
Outstanding.
Yep. That's really beautiful, Tari.
Thank you.
That's got an extra, like, see, that to me that would be one that I would that would be like a sell this at a con type of, you know what I mean? Like that's very striking. Have you only just noticed that? No, I haven't just noticed it. All right, chat. We are tied right now. 3 for make for the river along the valley to the right. 3 for make for the cave entrance that we just passed, which is like right next to us or right near us.
And 9 for the men.
Exactly. And 9 for the
Kings of Men.
Kings of Men. One choice to bind them, bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Oh, Tari, Tolkien's grave I get to see in like a week and a half or so.
How far is Oxford from London?
It is about, I think, an hour by train, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we might do that then too.
Yeah,
I mean, to talk with the boyfriend about that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you change to cave, it's $change vote. Exactly what Effect Life said. Space 3, sorry. That would be it. One of many corrections that was made over time by Effect Life. Okay. Last call. Going once. Going to everything is an hour by train. I'm so excited to be in a country where trains are actually like viable for longer trips too. You know, like because we're taking.
I always feel like the worst about like UK trains, that they're complete garbage and completely unreliable.
Well, but you're comparing it to like German, which I assume is super efficient and works perfectly, right?
No.
What? What? No? Really?
Absolutely fucking not. Apparently it used to be before they privatized it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure. Privatization where everything good goes to die. That's fair. German trains are awful. Well, wait, though. Is there anybody... Okay, I have to ask a question. Okay, Effect Life. Are the trains in Belgium good? Like, I need to ask people from their home countries if, like, if anyone would say that their own country's whatever is good. You know what I mean? So I would need to ask different people, like, where you're from. Like, if Shadowed Mage was here, I would ask him if Canadian trains are good. German trains are known for being late 99.9% of the time. But this is what I'm saying. Like, is there anyone who likes their own whatever trains, their own healthcare? Ukraine trains. Jesus. But see, look, I mean, exactly. Now, I know that Imaginary Exponent is from Ukraine. Here's the thing which, again, I've multiple times talked about my admiration for Imaginary Exponent and Ukraine because of that. 60% are Soviet-era garbage. The rest 40% are almost bearable. They're always on time. Listen to this sentence. Except when they are bombed and they work as the main means of transport between regional centers. It is so like... Imaginary Exponent... The gallows humor is both deeply troubling and also inspiring to me. I hope you understand what I mean. Like, it's both, on the one hand, I'm like, oh, God, but then I'm also like, man, do I have admiration for this sense of humor. Not to mention the fact that the tide of the war is turning since my country got off its ass and realized the importance of supporting Ukraine again fully. So things are starting to move back in the other direction.
I don't know how much, like, bomb technology has... progressed in like the past decade, but I'm assuming like the jokes about the trains not going because of bombs is gonna last for 100 years.
For 100
probably,
years.
as it
That's
doesn't,
it.
because like in Germany, it's like a whole thing that like there will be like a news report like, oh yeah, like they found another bomb that didn't go off from World War II.
Okay.
So they have to like evacuate
Yep,
like this
yep.
entire fucking town,
Yep.
and the trains can't go.
Well, they had to do that where they found a bomb in a UK town, right? And they had to like clear it so the Navy could bring it all the way down to the water because it was just randomly in someone's backyard or something.
Well, that's just like
You know.
everywhere
Yeah.
in Germany, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like no, that's a Wednesday, basically.
No, listen, you know the drill, Imaginary. We've talked about it many times. I am looking forward to when the war is over, and I've already made clear that I want to do this. I do want to visit. There's two places in what I would describe as sort of Eastern Europe or east of the two places that I'd like to visit. One of them is Kyiv. For obvious reasons, because of my enormous admiration, and because I think it's important once this war is over. And the second place that I want to visit that's in Eastern Europe as well is Bulgaria. And that has to do with a personal reason, because my father did he did a Fulbright scholarship there at Sofia University. And I would like to sometime go back and retrace his steps a bit. That would be pretty cool. So, anyway, so Sweden. Okay, so let me. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so Germany saw what happened to our trains at privatization, decided to privatize theirs too. Yeah, well, listen, because they got too influenced by Americans being like, "Hey, let's privatize." Trains in Greece are horrendous. Okay, so Big Boss hates his own trains. Okay, yep. Sweden, but see that doesn't count because Classicore doesn't count because he isn't Japanese. Doesn't live in Japan. Sparky lived in Sweden and it for a while was awesome. Okay, but not Swedish. I would say U.S. trains are okay, except for the fact that they don't go everywhere and they are always being preempted by like cargo trains because our rail network desperately needs to be upgraded and we're working on it, but it takes a long time. So there's that.
Dutch trains are okay.
Dutch trains are okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
cool. Americans are not a good influence. Amen to that. Amen to that. A double, triple men to that. So, okay. Sorry, you got me all off on a very interesting tangent there. All right, cave entrance. Let's do it. We're going to this cave entrance. Let's see what we see. Luckily, the cave. We'll see what we see. Luckily, the cave mouth is large enough to take both you and your horse, but a rude shock awaits you within. A pathetic caveman clutching a large bone. What?
Okay.
Leaps up to strike you as you enter, knocking the Jira torch from your hand. You draw your sword and attack. Oh, okay. And it looks like we need to defeat him within 5 attack rounds, people. What the hell is this? They just randomly were like, oh, he's like, I'm a caveman. I just live here. Like, okay. I know, Classicore, I know. Although it's better now than it was. All right, Imaginary Exponent, are you prepared? Are you ready? Are you ready to fight the deadly caveman? Does anyone remember the cartoon Captain Caveman? Captain
That does not ring a
Caveman. He had like a magical club, like that had all these like devices in it and stuff.
No, that does not ring a bell.
Yep, Captain Caveman. Yeah. Okay, this is the Unga Bunga battle. Yeah, there you go, Classicore. Captain Caveman. Powder Toast Man. What? I have not heard of Powder Toast Man. All right, so here we go. So the caveman has 7 stamina. So he starts out with a 14. So Imaginary Exponent, we're going to need you to roll 2d6 plus 12 again. And we're looking for you to beat a 14. Which should be pretty easy. Yeah. Success. Okay, so he goes down to 5.
We're fighting a caveman now, no?
We are now fighting a caveman. And I love how it just describes that he just hits you with his bone. You're like, a bone. I'm like, okay. Not his bone, all right? Before anyone gets the wrong idea. A bone.
No, he owns it. It was grown organically.
Okay, he rolls an 11. Okay, next roll, please, Imaginary Exponent. We have 4 rounds left. Dude, this soundtrack, though. At double bass, too. Yeah, we're not battling with the torch this time. Fortunately, we're using our badass sword. Class score. Okay, next fight we've got an 18, so he loses again. He is down to 3 points. This next time he rolls a 15, so now we if you could roll again, we need a 3 or higher. We have 3 rounds left. Nice. Oh, because it's the same message. 18, nice, nice. Okay, the caveman is in trouble. All right, we have 2 rounds left. He rolls an 18. All right, he's putting his all into it, almost the maximum he could get. So we're going to need to roll an 18 or high. Well, really a 19. 18 to tie or 19 to beat. But we only have 2 attack rounds left to beat this guy. This is going to be tough. Oh no, we rolled a 17. We actually lost a round to the guy. All right, we have 1 round left. This time, though, he rolled an 11. I guess he was so happy. He was so pumped up that he did this, that he kind of got overconfident. So now you just need to roll better than a -1. Okay, you absolutely obliterated him. Outstanding work. All right, so we defeated him. Now, chat, one quick question. You could just tell me this in chat, yes or no. So we lost 6 stamina, or we lost 5 stamina there. We lost 4 stamina. We lost, no. We have lost now a total of 5 stamina. So do you want to eat one of our provisions, which would bring us back up to 16 stamina? Because we can do that in between combat. So do you want us to eat one of our provisions? We would have 3 left, but we would be back up to 16 health. Just tell me yes or no in chat, please. A single provision recovers 4 health points. That's why I'm mentioning it, because we're down 5. It always recovers 4. Post-battle celebratory snack. Need to eat. All right. So we're going to consume that. We're basically just like, quickly freaking scarfing some jerky before we go to this thing. You snatch up the extinguished Jira torch and set about relighting it. It is smoldering once more as the first hornets gather in the entrance to the cave. You rush to the back of the cave and watch as the cloud swarms towards you. For a moment, you fear that the smoke is not harming the hornets. Then they begin to fall. Soon the cave floor is littered with dead and dying bodies of insects. When you are certain that it is safe once more, you ride out and down towards the horde. Hell yeah. The horde, baby. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Let me just double check something else. Okay, here we go. You dismount. Okay, so here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Right. You dismount and face the multitude of blank-eyed peasants as bravely as you can. Several of them set down the palanquin they bear, and from it steps a richly dressed man, his face deeply scored, his eyes burning with malevolence. His silent horde makes no move towards you, but the man gestures them to advance, his movements calm and deliberate. And this is the guy. Sorry, I got too many things that I'm trying to keep in place. That's the guy.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you, thank you.
There we go.
That's the guy. I already hate him. So, he says, his movements are calm and deliberate. He speaks. You'll pay for the slaughter of my winged servants. You'll pay with your life. Before you stands the unsmiling general of this warped army. Calamir's fate lies in your hands. And so now, he draws his scimitar and charges to the attack. All right, so this guy
I was the one drawing here.
he draws his... Wait, you've already drawn. He is immediately defeated by Tari's amazing... No. So, if only, but no. This guy is a little bit more legit. This slave master has a skill of 10 and a stamina of 15. So this guy's a little bit more of a problem. So I know Imaginary Exponent said that that was the last one that they were going to do. So does anyone else want to pick up the torch here, if you will? The Jira torch. Anyone else want to pick up the torch and fight this slave master? Can I get someone to volunteer to roll dice to defeat the slave master? We still have the edge on this dude. We have more stamina than him, and we have 2 more strength than him. 2 more skill. But... Who've we got? Anyone? Anybody?
Hey guys. We grabbed some treats from movie night.
Okay. Well, either one would be great. Either one of you lovely folks would be fine. Triff, then you get to blame her again. All right, Trivet. So here we go. So he has got a skill of 10. So his first roll is a 17. First roll is a 17. So we need to roll a 17 or better. Preferably an 18, actually. Okay, so, all right, Triffid has rolled a 19. Good opening start. That's what I like to see. Okay. All right. Oh, and I forgot, actually, that we have +1 to skill in combat. My bad. So that's actually a 13. So keep that in mind for the future. I forgot that we had that buckler. So in the future, Triffid, you can actually roll that as a +13 instead of a +12. I forgot. All right, he rolls an 18 this time. So we will need an 18 or a 19 to tie. So 2d6 plus 13 is what we're looking at. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Thank you. Fixed. Thanks, Fecklife. $21. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. All right. Down he goes to 11 points. Next roll, he rolls an 18 again. All right. We've got here an 18. All right. So that's a tie. So no harm, no foul. The next roll, he again rolls an 18. So next roll, Triffid, please, when you can. I realize that it also helps me keep track on the dice roller, the fact that we can actually see Triffid's roll as well. So a 20. Outstanding. All right. He goes down to 9. Next roll for him is a 15. And we rolled a 20. Outstanding. All right, this time he rolls a 20, and he's really trying. All right, we're going to need a 20 to tie or a 21 to beat. $21. Let's go. Triffid bringing the noise today. All right. Oh, my God. Sorry. I apologize unreservedly. He rolls a 22. He could not have rolled better. That's his maximum score. We need a 22 to tie, a 23 to beat. I apologize unreservedly. Wow, look at Triffid. Chat, can we get some love for the amazing work by Triffid? A 24. You were like, screw that. I'm a slave master. Shut up, weirdo. Take this. God damn. All right, he rolls a 16, clearly demoralized. He's like, check me out. You're like, no, check me out. You were actually 1 point away from insta-killing him there, because on a double 6, we insta-kill the guy.
Yeah.
What's up, Golden Drake? Okay, 16. So we just need a 16 to tie, a 17 to beat. 17, that's enough. All right, he's down to 1 point. He rolls again, a 16. We are literally 1 round away. I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it. 21. Triffid literally did not lose a round in that combat.
Damn.
Let's go. That is how it goes. Let's freaking go. Ultimate defeat. That is the way every slave master should be finished off, I think. Well done. Thank you, Triffid. Good stuff. Kicked ass and took names. All right. If you defeat him. If you obliterated him, more like. The slave master... Exactly. Classic Or. I reserve the right to assign blame later. Classic Or. This is the Homer moment, like where you're like Homer Simpson into the hedge. You're like, perhaps Triffid was... perhaps, yes. The slave master crashes to the ground, his body shattering as if made of china. From the shards emerges a wisp of black smoke which grows and twists into the shape of the man you just slew. He smiles confidently and drifts towards you. His arms encircle you and lift you off the ground. His blurred, smoky features are close to your face, and only his eyes retain their sharpness. I am Bythos, master of the abyss, he says defiantly. Though you have destroyed my earthly shell, yet I live on. Calamare is still mine, taken from within. You will not rob me of victory. I have the spirits of these people in thrall. They will remain trapped in the abyss for eternity. His smoky form dissipates and you fall to the ground. Around you stand the people of Calamare, empty and unmoving. You can do nothing for them. You turn dejectedly back to your horse, but stagger as you feel something coiling round your leg. It is a large snake. Angrily, you raise your sword to cut it down. But before you can strike, the snake speaks softly. Don't you recognize me? I am Caduceus. Bythos has fled to the abyss. You must follow him there if you wish to save these people. For Anthemesis has failed. The river in this valley flows underground and passes through a cavern in which there is a gateway to that region. Go now, lose no time. He slithers away and you hurry over to the river. Using a rotting log as a makeshift raft, you are soon racing with the current. Well, damn.
So many fake endings.
I know, right? The river leads into a tunnel in the side of a mountain. You are swept into darkness. After a short while, the river sweeps round a bend, and you are just around the river bend. You are washed up on a rocky shelf, which is worn smooth by the pounding water. As you lie there, sodden and panting, you take a look at your surroundings. A guttering torch has been driven into a crevice nearby, and by its light you see that, once round the bend, the river runs beneath an arch. Iron bars are set into the arch, blocking entry. Behind you, leading from the rocky shelf, is a dark tunnel with light flickering along its walls. All right, chat, 2-part question, very easy. Do you wish to re-enter the water and examine the bars, or do you wish to investigate the tunnel? $vote space 1 means you re-enter the water and then examine the bars. $vote space 2 means you investigate the tunnel.
Why am I hungry again? Just ate before the stream.
Okay. I'm already loving this drunk.
Thank you.
It's just so, it's like, it's like, I've got the world to save. I'm in here and the caveman's like, get out of my cave. It's like, okay. He's just living his best life, his best cave life.
Well, evidently not, considering that we came around.
Yeah, I know. He was before this happened. I mean, the guy would have been dead anyway from the Hornets. I mean, you know. Okay, so $vote space 1 chat means that we re-enter the water to examine the bars. $vote space 2 means we are investigating the tunnel. So please get your vote in now. Please get in that vote. Up, I see the American women just won the gold medal. Congratulations to the gymnasts.
In what?
In gymnastics, all around gymnastics. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got a tie vote right now. We have a tie vote. All right, we need someone to break this tie.
Today, not tomorrow,
Okay,
not next
hang on
week.
1 second.
Today
1
is the
second as I
day.
get
I
through
hope
this
you will donate.
ad. There we go. Okay. All right. Looks like we have an extra vote, which we needed. So, $vote space 1, $vote space 2. I am going to last call this. Okay. All right, and there we go. Okay. So, Oh, sorry, the vote. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you vote. Sorry, Effect Life. Go ahead and tell me. I didn't see that. I apologize. So the basic idea is you are right now, you are sitting above. You had to go down the river because we defeated the earthly version of the bad guy, but he still has all of the people in the abyss, like his unearthly form, so we have to follow him into his realm. So supposedly there's a path to get us there when we go to the river, according to Caduceus the snake. So we went through the river, and we ended up landing, sort of being swept up against this rock wall. And so there's a dark tunnel with light flickering along its walls. So we can either re-enter the water and go to where we see there were some iron bars blocking the way. We can go into the water and examine those bars, which was $vote space 1. Or we could investigate the tunnel, which is $vote space 2. So basically, right now, the vote currently would be 2-1 in favor of examining the bars. So it's up to you if you want to stick with that or not. What would your vote be? Bars sound good? Okay. All right, then we're going to go that way. Okay, so you wade into the river and are quickly caught by the current. When you reach the iron bars, you find them sturdy and unmovable. Feeling down with your feet, you find that they extend a good distance beneath the surface of the river. So, do we wish to swim back to the bank and investigate the tunnel, or do we want to swim under the grill? So, $vote space 1 means we go back and investigate the tunnel. $vote space 2 means we swim under the grill. All right. I have 1 vote for tunnel, 2 votes for grill. Put a goblin on your grill. Burning hands. Is chat thinking that this is the grill swimming music? And you're right, by the way, Triffid, what you said before. This soundtrack, man. I got to put Prince of Persia farther up my list. I'm not going to play it next, but I'm going to put this right now before I forget. I have it. I think I have it on my list of games anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go like that, and then I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna add that to the list. That's only like 4 games away now, depending on when I finish Rebirth. No. Lost Crown. Specifically the Lost Crown. Because I've played a lot of the other ones. I probably haven't played every single one, but I've played a lot of them. Next nominations aren't until next month, and I don't know, Effect Life, if I'm going to have... I may not end up having a chat chosen game of the month next month because I'm not going to have a lot of streams that are scheduled. When I get back, I'm going to get an Expedition, an Eberron in, possibly a Beowulf with Tari in, or another Gamebook illustration stream. So I don't know that I'm going to have a sort of game of the month thing. That may come back in September because of how busy August is going to be. So right. Definitely. We would have nominations beginning of September because my plan would be either the beginning to the end of September. Nominations might be middle of September, but it wouldn't be later than that. So, all right, last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. We are going to swim under the grill. At least that's the plan. That's the theory. Okay. Right, swimming under the grill. What is this? Gasping in a lungful of air, you reach down and grasp the bars, then pull yourself under until you can kick with your feet. There is a small gap between the bars and the bed of the river through which you're able to swim. The water is faintly illuminated by the torchlight up above, and as you edge through the gap, you notice that the riverbed is littered with countless treasures. Too far away, however, for you to get without being completely out of oxygen. Leaving the glittering treasures where they lie, you drag yourself past the bars and make for the surface, lungs bursting. Just in time, you break the surface and take a deep breath. Then you strike out once more. You swim into the darkness, becoming aware of a roaring sound coming from ahead. Let's see,
So they know what oxygen is in this world?
Well, still, I guess you still haven't entered the abyss yet. So I guess we're still in our world. So it's still like, just, typical.
No, I mean like this is fighting fantasy, right?
Right.
Isn't this like a...
Oh, you mean like on
fantasy...
Alancia, like on the planet? Yeah, it's just, oxygen, I assume. I guess they think there's oxygen. That's true. Maybe this is like not immersive enough. It needs to be Alancia gen thing.
No, I was like air.
Just air. I suppose.
Like, just people not knowing what like the chemical compounds
I guess that's
of
true.
air are.
I guess that's true. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. You got to think about that. That is an excellent point. Okay. So you swim into the darkness, becoming aware of a roaring sound coming from ahead. The roaring gets louder, and you can see nothing in the blackness ahead. Then you are dashed against something hard and metallic. The river plunges down through a grating, but you are safe. Casting around, you find that the grating is littered with objects. You grab a few, literally doesn't tell you which ones, just a few objects, then feel your way across the grating, showered by spray as you go. The grating leads to a tunnel set in the rock, a tunnel dimly lit by luminescent algae. Down the slimy tunnel are creeping two reptilian Kokomoka.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you to Kokomoka. Squat green creatures with abnormally large heads and malicious yellow eyes. They drop the baskets they were carrying and attack. Now, there are two Kokomokas. One of them, they're both pretty weak. There we go. They're both pretty weak, but one of them, or I should say not one of them, you can only like hit one at the time. The other one, you're basically just warding off their blows. So...
Pour milk on them.
Pour milk on the Coco. What now? That's funny. Yep. I think you should make fun of them that way. That'll definitely work out. Okay. So Triffid, if you were doing this again, which would be lovely, we're going to be doing 2 rounds each round, but are only damaging one of them at least until one of them is dead. So this one has a skill of 5, which means that to begin with they have a 15. So we would need to roll. Again, you're going to be doing 2d6 plus 13. So you need basically to roll a 2 to tie, a 3 to beat this guy. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Triffid, are you here? If Triffid's not, then maybe Effect Life could pick up for this. Does Effect Life volunteered before? Okay, I think we're looking at Effect Life then. Yeah, go ahead and take over Effect Life if you don't mind. So we have a 15, and you know the drill. It's 2d6 plus 13, because our skill is 13 in combat. So we have a skill of 12, but in combat, we are that 13. All right, 18. Good stuff, good stuff. Now we have to roll the second time. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine, Triffid. Effect Life took over for this one, so no problem. Okay. The second guy attacks. This is just to keep him from hurting us. So we need a 4 to tie, 5 to beat on this guy. Okay, excellent. Okay, now second full round of combat. And this guy is down to 4 now. Okay, he rolls a 7, so he is obliterated. But you should definitely still roll just to clear that roll. So go ahead and roll Effect Life, even though you can't lose. Okay, good. And now the second roll is against the guy who's still attacking us. He rolls a 9. So again, roll again, even though that guy won't be able to hurt us. Good job. Wonderful. All right. Now he rolls an 11. These guys are really, I mean, we outclassed them by literally 8 points. So 11. So go ahead and roll again. This will be very quick. 22. Good. All right. Now we're going after the second guy because there's only one guy left. So he rolls a 14. He rolls a 9. Plus 5 is 14. So we need a 2 to tie, a 3 to beat. All right. He's down to, he's hit. There we go. Lovely. All right. And then again, we're looking at, he rolls an 11. These guys are getting destroyed. He rolls an 18. And the last one. These guys should have not fought us. We were not in the mood for their crap. And 16. Thank you. Absolute obliteration, as I might have expected. That's just too big a skill gap. You step over the slimely green corpses and take the opportunity to examine the objects you picked up. A set of priceless gems shaped like eyes. Ooh. Like eyes. And we have also found, as I quickly try to get past this ad, there we go. And we have also found, let's see, a jeweled tiara. All right.
Ooh, we should put it on.
And then show up on that fashion magazine again a second time.
Yes.
All right.
By the way, my hand kind of hurts.
Oh,
so
okay.
if that's all right, I'm gonna leave it at this for today.
That is really awesome. Yes, you absolutely can. We're going to be going for another 20 minutes or so, but absolutely. Look at that. Do you want to stick around and then go through the?
Oh, no, I stick around.
Okay. Because then at the end we can recap those. That's awesome. I like that. I like that. Tempo's look is just like, what the hello, as the guy's like, raw.
Yeah.
Funny. Good stuff. Okay, so Taria will be with us for another 20 minutes, and then we'll go through the drawings that we did. We will give her all great praise at that time. Okay, so we stow these magical items in our pack, make our way along the passage. Soon it leads into a round chamber. Okay. The cavern has a high ceiling, and a fine mist of sand falls from it. The middle of the floor is covered with sand. And let's see. And the middle of the fine mist of sand falls from it. The middle of the floor is covered with sand and quivers slightly. Strewn carelessly across the sand are an assortment of incredible relics and treasures, a magical hoard, the like of which you have never seen. With each tremor of the sand, they sink deeper. A faint whistling as of wind in a ravine reaches your ears. Now, we check the time boxes on your adventure sheet and turn to the paragraph for the number of boxes we've crossed off. So one is fewer than 13 boxes. The second one is between 13 and 17. And we checked off 15, so that's us. So we are in the middle ground there. Suddenly you hear a croak. You look about you and see a human face embedded in a greenish slime. Beware, it says. Majim Nosoth will return. I and Thamesis have failed in my task and will pay with my life, but you may yet live. Take the whistle that lies at your feet. It will aid you in your fight. Stay away from the sands. They lead to the realm of Bythos. Now beware, the beast returns. Okay, so you pick up, it says, a small silver whistle from the floor. Okay. Now, we can either flee down the passageway that we came along, or, let's see, or we can face the horror that is coming. So, do we want to face the horror? Now, the thing about this staying away from the sands is, to be clear to everybody, according to Caduceus, we do need to go to the abyss. So, actually, I know that our boy Anthemesis is trying to help us out, but, like, we do actually need to go to the abyss, so keep that in mind. So are we going to, with that in mind, that we need to do that, do we wish to flee down the passage, that's $vote space 1, or face the horror that awaits, $vote space 2? I mention that because the sand that we're supposed to go down to get into the abyss is in this room. So I'm just letting you know that. So $vote space 1 is flee down the passage, $vote space 2 is wait to face the horror. The horror. I know. How horrific can it be? We already faced killer hornets and drowned the river. Yeah, we took the river. We took the whistle already for sure. All right, I'm going to last call this, but it looks like people are pretty definitive about it. It really helps that we have as high a skill as we do. That's really helping us quite a bit in this whole thing. Because otherwise, I don't know what our situation would be with the various combats that we've had to deal with. So, okay. Right. There we go. We are waiting for the horror. Okay. All right. So, we have decided to face the horror. The creature appears in a shimmering haze, but rapidly scuttles towards you. Your eyes ache from simply looking at its foul, ulcerous body. All right, chat. There is its foul, ulcerous body. Blah. Blah. All right. So its single claw clacks repeatedly against its slimy carapace, and with each movement it makes, a new tide of nausea sweeps over you. Remembering Enthemesis' words, you blow a shrill blast on the whistle. The creature flinches but continues to advance slowly. You will have to battle it while blowing as hard as you can on the whistle. Okay, so it is time to battle this creature, which is definitely not nothing, but we still have an advantage on it. My gem. My gem. No, your gem. No. Oop, oop, oop. My gem. No Soth. No Lord Soth from Dragonlance. All right. 10. And then 10. All right. So I'm sure its mother loves that vile ulcerous body. That's true. I'm being totally cruel to it. I'm being very unulcerous-ist. Okay, so Effect Life, if you would not mind, this guy is going to go after us. He's going to start with an 18. So we will need you to roll, please. Again, 2d6 plus 13. We're looking for an 18 or 19. Yeah, that would be, Emily. Ugh, that would be horrible. That would be truly terrible. Okay, 21. My mother, my sister, exactly. Okay, we have hit it to begin with. Now it rolls a 13. That's terrible. So we just need a 13 to tie, a 14 to beat. Rolled a 20. Good work. Next, it rolls a 17. We're going to need a 5 to tie, to 6 to beat. 21. Awesome. So far, so good. Again, now this time it rolls an 18. So we need a 6 to tie, a 7 to beat. Actually, no, a 5 to tie, 6 to beat, I should say. 21, okay. Man, we are just wrecking these things. 14. So we need a 1 to tie, a 2 to beat. Having that buckler in addition to our awesome skill, yeah. Nice work. We are just absolutely tearing this stuff up. Although we would have been in big trouble if we didn't have that whistle. So I bet that if we had waited a little bit longer, if our time boxes were over 17, I bet Enthemesis would already have been dead. And that means we wouldn't have gotten the whistle. And then we would have been in trouble. Your anti-ulcer statements are base. I see what you did there. Well done, Trevor. No, I get it. I get it. 316. Okay. The creature collapses in a heap and twitches. Slowly it devolves into a greenish sticky mess, which steams and hisses, making this sound. Who says you don't get ASMR on this channel? You step back from its revolting remains into the sand. As you step into the sand, you feel a tugging at your feet. You wade further into it and sink up to your knees. A few seconds later, you cannot move your legs and the sand is up to your waist. As your head sinks lower, you take a deep breath, hoping it is not going to be your last. Oh my God, imaginary exponent. That's troubling, maybe-ish? The pressure of the sand as you are dragged down is almost unbearable. Unable to move, you await the inevitable. Just as you have given up hope, you burst into space and plummet down through air full of glittering sand and treasures. Below you are swirling mists, and around you thunder booms from the starry wastes. Have you escaped death by crushing, only to be dashed against the ground below? Your speed increases and you lose consciousness. You wake in a heap on a smooth, cold surface. Around you, magical treasures of various shapes and sizes float gently to the ground. A thick mist swirls, obscuring all but your immediate surroundings, and strange shapes shift among it. Do you have Siege's Pomander? We do have the Pomander. 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 And we do have it, and we know what the absolute, we know the drill is with this. So, okay. You open up...
need to adopt the pronunciation that's like definitely wrong. Where you're like, no, that you can absolutely
totally,
piss off
yeah,
everybody.
Exactly. Classic Or's version is Pomme de Lathander. You open up Siege's Pomander and take the herbs out. You stuff them in your mouth and wince at the acrid taste, but are rewarded by a spreading warmth. So we have now eaten the herbs. So with that known, do we wish to examine the items strewn about or make our way through the mist? $ vote space 1 means that we examine the items. $ vote space 2 means we go through the mist. Okay. We ate the herbs. We ate the herbs. The herb has been eaten. So $ vote space 1, we examine the items. $ vote space 2 means we make our way through the mist. The mist. Okay. Looks like people are talking about making our way through the mist. Making our way downtown through the mist. Down and I'm homebound. Okay. Okay. Stay on target. $ vote space 1 to examine. $ vote space 2 to go. Last call. Looks like we are making our way, I'm guessing. I've played too much Ravenloft to just walk into the mist. That's true. Oh, man. All right. Through the mist it is. You make your way through the shifting mist, treading carefully on the slippery ground beneath your feet. As you walk, you notice shapes moving beneath the translucent surface. The mist muffles sound, but a screeching whistle penetrates. Test your luck. All right. So we need to test our luck, Effect Life. We are... So what are we thinking about? $, or actually just, sorry, I should have told you the roll. It's just 2d6. So $, 2d6. And we're trying to roll less than a 9 to be lucky. We rolled a 5. Okay. So, good. We lose a luck when we test, but we were lucky. That's good to know. A silvery shape shoots past your head and crashes into the ground, shattering into a million milky droplets. These reform into a grotesque winged reptile, its limbless, translucent body pulsing with unnatural energy. A vicious beak protrudes from its bulbous head, and milky eyes full of malice peer balefully around. The ectovolt flounders about until it bumps into a silver chalice, which it greedily consumes. The winged horror then flies off with the chalice still visible, quivering inside its body. Okay. That's troubling. Right. You are surrounded by a shroud of mist on a featureless plain of crystal. Your only guides are the muffled noises which penetrate the dense white vapor. There are several distinct noises, each coming from a different direction. Should we head for... Where should we head? Should we head for... And I swear this is what it says. the moaning, the creaking, or the whispering? What do you think, chat? Should we go for the moaning, the creaking, or the whispering? $ vote space 1 is the moaning, 2 is the creaking, 3 is the whispering. What say you? And you don't stop. And you don't stop. Which way where you go? Okay. Going once. What kind of moaning? Exactly. It does not specify, so you will have to imagine for yourselves what moaning you would prefer. I wouldn't want to couch my answer, if you know what I'm saying, Trippin. If anyone's been paying attention to U.S. political memes over the last few days,
Ready to tackle your debt?
just, relating to a certain vice presidential candidate, just saying. Whatever moaning Arv has to act it out. Oh my God. So weird. It's one of the best frames. They really are just so weird. So weird. Okay. Going once here. Oh, I did a last call already. Going twice. All right. The creaking it is. Let's do it. Hang on 1 second here. Okay. Right. Okay. Before long, you chance upon a host of crystal statues, their serried ranks stretching away into the mist. Looking closer, you see that each is a human entombed within a crystal shell. Do we bear the wound which changes color? We do, chat, because remember that we had Siege, when we defeated her, this thing came at us and like this flame, and then it ended up being this wound that was left over, so we do have that wound. Most of the occupants of the frozen cocoon are long since dead, their mummified faces contorted with agony. But as you approach the source of the whispering, your left hand tingles. Within one of the crystal statues, you make out the features of Siege, and you can now hear her whisper, "Please free me. I can help you defeat Pythos. He has cheated me of my destiny and left me here to rot with his other failed agents, and I will have vengeance against him. Do you wish to smash the crystal and free Siege's form?" So again, Siege is already defeated. You already beat her. The question is, are you going to free just her spirit form here? So, because she wants vengeance on Bythos. I don't know. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. $ vote space 1 means you will smash the crystal and free her. so that she can get her vengeance on Bythos. $ vote space 2 is you leave her entombed in this crystal. Okay, I see chat has got the focal point, the focused of their efforts. And we'll see. We may not quite get to the end today because I can only go till about 3:10 maximum, and I don't want to keep Portari up super late. But we may be able to go to like 3:10, but that's it. So we I don't know. We're close to the end of the book, I think, but maybe not right there. Worst comes to worst, we'll finish it in August/early September. And then if there's leftover, we would just move to the next book. So if we have to, that'll be the plan. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to close that poll down now because it sounds like people want to do that thing. So we are going to free her. She destroys you instantly. No, I'm just kidding. A single blow is enough to unbalance the statue. It totters, then tips over and shatters. Siege picks herself up from the ruined crystal and bows. "You have my eternal gratitude," she says. "And in return I must give you something, the secret of Bythos' power. On this plane, magical items and charms are useless, but Fang Thane's steel bites true. Bythos has no defense against such a blade, so don't let him trick you. You must keep it nearby. I bid you farewell." She hurries off into the mist. You make to follow, but soon lose sight of her. As you continue, you hear an ominous creaking sound. Okay, that's what we heard before. Cautiously you advance, observing more of the darting shadows beneath the crystal floor. The creaking gets louder, and suddenly a crack appears almost beneath your feet. Then the crystal shatters, and a black shape erupts through it, spraying you with oily black water. Well, that sucks. The black shape shoots up into the clouds, and you scramble for a footing on the shifting crystal. Roll 2 dice. All right, Effect Life. If the result is less than your skill, so we have to get less than our skill, which means if you roll double 6s, we have some problems. It does have to be less than. 7. That works. Perfect. Thank you, thank you. The chunk of crystal you were standing on starts to turn over, and you leap from it just in time. You land on the slippery crystal, unable to keep your balance. Flattened against its oily surface, you watch in horror as the black shape slams down onto the crystal a few yards away and advances on you. It is called an anemoris. The anemoris is black and obscenely blubbery. Though limbless, it has a powerful tail which it uses to push itself towards you. A writhing mass of pinkish tentacles sits where its head should be. Oh, this is tremendous. Every part of this is great. All right, you must fight the anemoris. Good news is his skill sucks. So that's the good news. Like, it's really bad. All right. So we'll run through this quick. 14 Effect Life. It's an ANEM. It's like an anemone. Anemoris. All right, so 14. So we just need a 1 to tie. Because, again, 2d6 plus 13, right? So we need a 1 to tie, 2 to beat. You did. Very good. Next roll is a 15. So, again, you're going to need a 2 to tie, a 3 to beat on this one. Good stuff. Like a well-oiled machine. A 13, so we need basically a 0 to tie. So, should be able to manage that, I think. I think we got that covered. Yep, very good, very good. All right. He gets another 13, so second verse, same as the first. That skill of 5 is not going to help him out there. Wow, even with a 15, we still beat him because of how low he rolled. And now he rolls a 12, so we would need a -1. So I think we got this. But nevertheless, go ahead and make the roll. Very good. Absolute dominant work from both Trifid and from all 3, Trifid, Imaginary Exponent, and Effect Life today. Great work. All right, so we have killed the anemoris. No sooner have you slashed the anemoris into a blubbery mess than 2 more erupt from the water. You prepare to do battle with them, but are beaten to it as this happens. 3 silver flying ectovolts smash into them. Ectovolt versus Anemoris fight. And you flee to the sounds of screeching. Jeez, what a lovely place this is. Beneath your feet, the crystal surface begins to roughen and slope upwards. More Ectovolts pass screeching by, and you scramble up onto the rim of a crater. Okay. Let's see. 1 second here, just a moment. Okay, so with a shriek, looking down, you see a bowl-shaped depression made of smooth-veined rock with regular grooves. A warm glow radiates from golden sand strewn in its middle. Now, the question is, do you wish to... let's see. Oh, no, sorry. Radiates from golden sand strewn in the middle. Sorry. With a shriek, one of the circling Ectovolts dives into the bowl and shatters. As it reforms and flies off, you see that it is left behind a brilliantly polished gold shield. You watch as more Ectovolts crash into the bowl, depositing other glittering treasures there. Then there is a lull. 6 crystal warriors march over the far rim of the crater, each wielding a massive hammer. So they look like that. That's what they're actually doing, which is a little odd. They form a circle and raise their hammers together. After 5 minutes, they have pounded the magical relics into glowing powder. They then leave with the same clockwork precision. Let's see. Now, soon you hear the sound of a feeble chanting approaching. Do you wish to hurry down to the middle of the bowl, or would you rather stay hidden? And this will probably be our last vote of the day, chat. Do you wish to hurry down to the middle of the bowl? That's $vote space 1. Or would you rather stay hidden? That's $vote space 2. What do you think? Hurry down to the middle of the bowl or stay hidden? Okay. Okay. All right, going once. Going twice. Okay. So it looks like you are going to remain hidden, which means we're going to leave with this. This will be the final thing. A tall, cowled figure walks into the bowl, chanting all the time, and reverently collects up the golden powder into a silken sack. He is chanting, "Broth for my master, broth for Bythos. Magical broth makes the master of the abyss." And when we resume, chat, we will decide if we wish to spring to attack this guy, creep round the rim of the bowl to surprise him, or follow him as he leaves. So, we have found this guy collecting these magical artifacts. Broth for my master, broth for Bythos, magical broth makes the master of the abyss. And that is where we will leave things. This time, for sure, I got the right save point. And next time, for sure, we will definitely finish this because we're close enough. Yeah, I wish I could keep streaming Big Boss, but unfortunately, I have to get ready because I'm leaving here shortly to be able to head off to my travels to Gen Con and stuff like that. Plus, it's super late for Tari, and I want to make sure that...
What? Oh, it's not that late. It's 9 p.m.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not ridiculously late. Okay. Still, I don't want to, hold you beyond what's necessary. That's good. That's good. So now we get a chance to see what we've got here. Always my pleasure, Big Boss. So let's talk about the drawings that we did today, Tari.
So this was a off-screen warm-up. Did not think I would have this one finished so quickly.
Stay hydrated.
Because it's hot.
Yeah, that's very important.
Then what were these guys called?
Ectovolt. It's like an ectoplasm, but it's like ectovolt.
Yeah, but a vulture. I see.
I like it. So that thing is like weird. And apparently consumes magical items and brings them to a bowl where they're smashed. So good stuff there. This is so beautiful. This is like really, really awesome. That's Lady Carolina. I'm gonna look around to look. Yep. So I can see the other side of it. Very cool. That's like super striking.
Do I need to flip it?
Well, just for once. I mean, I know how it's designed to be shown, which I like, but yeah, maybe flip it just once, can you?
Yes, I can. 1 second.
I probably could flip it on my end, but...
Wait, that was the wrong way. God damn it. There we go.
Oh, so cool.
Thank you.
Yep. Really, really beautiful. So that's the Lady Carolina who we are trying to save. And we will save, damn it. Well, I mean, we can't save her, but we'll save her people. That's what I mean. Good stuff. That was really cool.
Well, we might be able to save her soul.
That's true, actually. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good point. And then on the other side of I like how we have this beautiful, like, oh, and then it's like, and a caveman trying to brain you with a bone. Like, that's how sometimes that happens, and you just have a caveman. Yeah.
Just how that goes.
Yeah, I love that. So very good drawings today, Tari. Great stuff. So where will the lovely people be able to find you next, Tari?
Next, people will be able to find me in London. On what was it, the 12th? Is that right?
No, the 17th.
17th. God damn it.
Yeah,
on the 17th.
I won't be there yet on the 12th.
Well, I might already.
Well, okay, yeah, you may.
I mean, listen. Unlikely, but yeah. At the live event, where I will be attending. I will not be. What's the word?
Won't be playing, but we'll be watching.
I won't be playing. I will be there. Yeah. That. And besides that, people can find me on Tumblr, on Blue Sky, and on Kara at TariToons, where I post my drawings and stuff.
And Big Boss wanted to remind you not to tell them about the Heraldry podcast.
The Heraldry podcast? The what now? Where does it say? Don't forget us to tell us. I don't have a Heraldry podcast. It wouldn't even be any good if I did that, to be honest.
Oh, it was a joke. I was like, listen, I'm happy to listen, throw Tari under the bus.
That would be terrible if I did that. Jesus.
Oh, I just had this image of people being like, all right, so what this looks like is there's a cross on here, and then there's the thing, and then the stuff. I totally believed it. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know there was a Heraldry podcast.
No. It's like people talking about visual media.
Super exciting. Yeah. This was awesome though, and I agree entirely, Tari. Thank you, because it was a really nice, pleasant, calm down stream that I always like anyway, but just perfect before a lot of travel. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. And Tari can so thank you, Tari. And chat, can we get some love for the amazing TariToons? Please go support Tari, as I still do, on the Patreon, and support Tari by getting all of her art everywhere.
I disabled that one a year ago, I think.
Oh, you did? Oh, well.
Yeah. Something like that. because I was never posting anything there anymore. So it was.
Oh,
like,
all right.
yeah.
Well, then I guess I'm not. Well, then all right. Well, still, you should support Tari by getting her other stuff, though. And when she does come do conferences on occasion, then she might sell some stuff too, and you could maybe get that there when that happens.
Yeah, well, we will be going by train, so need to see what I can fit into my suitcase. But I do have some old prints that need going.
That would be pretty good if you were to, because listen, I'm dead serious about that. Like I would really love to have you have the opportunity to sell some of the stuff. I'm pretty confident people coming would actually love to actually maybe pick up some things. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but if you're going to this, and I know a few of you are, I bet that would come up. So yeah, so think about it. Anyway, but thank you so much, Tari, as always, and I will be seeing you in just a couple weeks.
Thank you for having me.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Lovely. Okay. All right. And that is it. We still had like another, it's a long soundtrack too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's still like another 6.5. There were basically another 6 tracks past the one I was just playing of more Prince of Persia stuff. That would have been, which would have been really cool. So yes, not Beowulf, but that is where to find her. So awesome. So we did it, chat. We made some very good progress in this. We will definitely finish it next time. I was smart this time, and I didn't say epic conclusion of, because I made that mistake too many times where I said epic conclusion of something and then it wasn't. So I didn't do that here. But I'm pretty confident that next time will actually be the epic conclusion of, because of where it's left in it. So yeah, we didn't even have to send the Wookiee. So it's going to be awesome. And again, thank you to the amazing and awesome Effect Life as well for programming this too. All right, chat, I'm going to get rising up and out of here. I'm leaving here in about 45 minutes to head out to Indianapolis, where I'm going to be at Gen Con. And for those of you who missed this before, I will be at Gen Con. I'm getting in late Wednesday, so I will be there basically Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm leaving to drive back here on Monday. I will be here on Tuesday, so next week I'll be here for streams. I'll have 2 streams on Tuesday here and over on GogCom's Twitch channel. And that will be it for me until the Saturday the 17th, which is the live D&D event with Buy the Dice Roll, which we've spoken about many times. If you go to buythediceroll.com, you can get tickets right now. So that's the deal with that. I should also mention, though, that there will be some community D&D and possibly even the Dune premiere while I am away. So that's possible. And so you should check out the calendar, which you can find on arvanelleron.com, or you can link to it from here. And we will try to post that stuff as well. But much of August, I'm going to be out, and I'm not going to be officially streaming, though there may be some ad hoc streams within there. Why? Because I'm going to be doing stuff relating to Gen Con and stuff relating to my creative writing career, which is partly related to this, because today is the official release of this book. This book, there we go, Heretic, which is the final book in the Grey Assassin trilogy. This altogether is the Grey Assassin trilogy, and you can get it if you go over to !Greyshade, and please spread the word. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to repost a couple of things, and then I have to literally get ready and finish with packing. But Heretic is released in the world today. It is now available to the general public, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of this trilogy as a whole, and I'm hoping that it gets a lot of attention now that we have the completed trilogy. If you're one of those people who doesn't like to start something before it's finished, fear not, because it's finished. It's done, and so you can get all 3 parts, and you'll be able to read it in both digital and in physical form. You can see it right there, and I'm very excited about it. The final book in the trilogy, Heretic, is right here, and it brings everything to what I hope is a satisfying close in that series. So I am very excited for that. And I hope you will consider checking it out yourself with !Greyshade. Otherwise, I do want to mention, the Omnibus has put the D&D event. No, he's talking about the D&D event. I don't know if the Omnibus has. They are a community theater. We're running most of it out of our own webpage, which is why I'm sort of like, their draw is based more on what we're doing with our draw, which is why I'm relying on people to spread the word. It's not a big theater, but the more people that we can get in there, the better. So if you know people that are in the area that are in Southern London that are willing to travel to Southern London, as some of you are as well, please let them know. They can get tickets if you go to buythediceroll.com, and then you'll see a link that will get you over to where you can buy the tickets for Night at the Forbidden Library. That's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for that event. It's going to be good times. But that is going to do it for me for today, folks. I got to get rolling on out of here. I want to thank my everyone who did this. And if you like what you saw and heard, please follow the channel. Check out my YouTube. If you were watching over on YouTube, welcome as well. Thank you for watching. Exclamation point ArvTube for that. Discord, exclamation point ArvCord. Twitter, exclamation point ArvTweets. Blue Sky, exclamation point ArvSky. Website, arvanelaron.com. Financially, exclamation point ArvShop. Exclamation point ArvTreon is the Patreon, which is right there. That really does help the channel, so please do that financially. Really helps us out, and you can get good stuff for yourself and the channel. Subbing to the channel, as Classic Orb was nice enough to do today, really helps as well. You get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. And I'm not going to have the chance to talk about it a lot over the next couple of weeks because I'm going to be off quite a bunch. So any support that people can give by resubbing and spreading the word and all that stuff is much appreciated. Also, don't forget to check out Gen GMs, which is my YouTube show with Zach Clay about dungeon mastering, and subscribe there. We just dropped a new short within the last day or so, so please do check us out over there as well. I mentioned exclamation point Discord, yes, Blue Sky, Discord, and subbing, right? Okay, so publishing, exclamation point Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts, exclamation point Library, that's my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e Adventure and Sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and exclamation point Greyshade. Again, that trilogy is finished as of today. Heretic is out, so you can buy Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic right now. You can also get the audiobook of Greyshade from our very own Trent Sparks at that link, and you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade, which will be out at the end of the year from Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment. And as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine, like Imaginary Exponent and others, as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage. And we send the message that we will do so for others in that situation in the future. Thank you to my wonderful mods. Thank you to Emily the Invincible. Thank you to Hillness. Thank you to Triffid, the best mods in the business. And I will see Emily and Hillness in just a few days. Thank you so much to my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers. Thank you to Emily, Hillness, Triffid, Effect Life, Classicor. And thank you so much to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Andy, to Big Boss, to Craigery. Thank you to Dino. Thank you to Dragon Spear, who's lurking there. Thank you to Excel. Thank you to Thank you to Imaginary Exponent. Thank you to Jagtris. Hang in there, Imaginary Exponent. Thank you to Jagtris. Thank you to Mr. Jonas. Thank you to Queso. Thank you to T-Bank. And thank you to Wretched Spawn. Thank you, everybody, for all of the love and support. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, most of all, to my friend TariToons for the amazing cartooning work today. I will see you folks Friday night live from Gen Con for the extraordinary, amazing, and awesome D&D with writers. And then I will see you back here next Tuesday for more of probably trying to finish up or coming close to finishing up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then over on GogCom's Twitch channel for Pen and Pixels with Black Guys or Couriers of Darkness. Otherwise, stay tuned to this channel make sure you check the calendar and so on for scheduled streams of possibly Dune premiere. But before that, I don't know about whether the Dune premiere will happen for sure during this month, but I do know for sure that we will have some community D&D, so make sure that you're watching there as well. There might be a couple of Gen Con streams besides the D&D with writers, which is live from Gen Con. There might be a Gen Con stream, but I cannot promise it. It really depends on how things are going, how I'm feeling, and a host of things that I can't be sure about. So no scheduled streams, but there might be an ad hoc stream is basically the way I would describe it. So thanks, everyone. Much love, and I will see you folks one of those places very soon. Until then, as I always say, everyone, please be good to each other, and have a good day. Honk.